Okay, and we are live.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Have you got your shiny cards, Mark?
Huh?
Your shiny cards in the industry.
I do.
I thought you'd be swinging them around already.
He was.
He was.
Everyone else but me seen it.
No, I can't do that.
Alright, what objective you guys going to play?
Do you know if
You're 400.
Yes, you're 400, he's under, so
Alright,
it's...
cool. Hits or other.
Oh yeah, you're 400 too.
How many activations are you? You're 3. I'll go first player then.
First player, so you pick mine.
Choices are...
Fire lane and superior position.
Most wanted fire lane superior positioning.
It's one I haven't tried, so...
Yeah, the trick is you put all 3 tokens on top of each other and put them in a corner close to you.
Let's go with most wanted.
Most wanted. Mars wanted. Why does it always look wrong?
Okay, they are sure.
Yeah.
I like that it's double-sided as well, so you can play either side. Yeah,
It's like a credit card. It's like, here.
Well, there's no plaque this year, so this is the plaque.
That's your plaque. I missed the plaque.
I know. I sympathise
Are
with
your
you.
studies like just the walls are lined with them? Just X Wing.
I've got some in the lounge, I've got some in the thing, and I've got the medals all in the cupboard because the kids keep playing with them. That was back when medals were a thing. Medals were good.
Yes.
Now you just need to buy one of those like what do you call it? The rank insignias from Star Wars. Just like everyone signals a wing. Just on the page, and you just couldn't remember what the list was.
Still can't remember.
Well, we got everything, but we were 4 points short, and we were trying to figure out. We were racking our brains. We were like, "What is it? Yeah, got that. Got that. What are we missing? We were missing all 3 of us were racking our brains.
Oh, that's funny. I love it. The main, one of my main
Mars, Ian said he's like, how fun all 3 of us were like that. That's the Mars thing.
That's it. Overload Pulse Avenger. That's the name of the game. Oh, good. New kit. External racks. So, don't have to buy any hammerhead torpedo. Corvettes now, something good. I'm
I love
happy.
it 'cause it's actually modelled as external racks underneath.
A VSD. Yeah. I know. It's awesome.
Rebel scum.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
External racks for Imperials. Is that how many you got?
Don't like it.
Holy shit!
That's why, you know, sometimes you get multiples of cards.
Have a look at the image. It's actually external racks on a victory.
I know,
It's not
it's
just
awesome.
a standard victory. The USS. I think there's enough.
For you, clown.
I think there's enough external racks.
Come
that-
to a tournament, Ash, and then you'll get one.
Well, that's what I said. I should have come to Adelaide with you. I beat you the week before. I should have come. I would have played second or beat you.
Are you not coming on Saturday?
It's a full house.
But if anything on my track record goes, I'm going to place round about
Dead last.
12th.
Yeah, but there's enough of those that you'll still get an external rack.
That's not a store champs kit though.
Oh.
That's just a tournament.
Oh.
Yeah. The store wants the hammerhead torpedoes, actual hammerheads.
Oh.
Alright.
One of the others I nearly didn't make it here. I nearly had to turn around to home.
Oh, really?
Because got onto the highway, 20 minutes down the highway. We were just checking all my moves, you know, keeping a awareness of what's around me.
Yeah.
Something's different. What's different to when I normally drive in class?
It's about your decals.
Because I'd been driving my car to school during the day, so because Dad doesn't want to drive the long distances yet. Just completely forgot this. Well, shit. I had to go to the local service station about 20 minutes from home. Found one while I was sitting at the lights. I was like,
Oh, excuse me.
traffic was so bad. It took me 20 minutes to get from the service station back to the highway. I was like, I'm not going to make this in time.
Well, you made it in time,
I did, surprisingly.
and you beat me.
Probably
So.
because I fucking floored it down the highway.
Alright, cool. We are set. Second player, you place the first obstacle as always. Yeah, okay.
It'll be interesting to see the titles for the execution. There's like the comment I put with all of them. Like, so I put it there. I put that's just it's like the comment I put. Some of those I don't even think they're canon anymore. Like the Lusankia.
Yeah, I know.
The Iron Fist and
Or the brace to be useful. You'll probably die.
So now I know what is somebody exactly cross. That's twice now I'm going to use this.
that's the way I like it.
Cool, so jam in it. You don't have a jam.
Excellent. Okay. First player, place your first shit.
So you've got one rock all the way down here, one there, and everything over there.
Can you tell which ones I put down?
That one and that one.
And it's because I hate flying around obstacles. I always run into them and I always blow my stuff up.
Speed 2.
Roger that. He'll go speed 2.
I think Ash might be pretty close, but it depends who you come up picking on. It's a live pickle.
Some pickle on pickle action over there.
You can't shoot twice.
I'll play Sunti and same as last time I'm using this instead of Gencon.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing wrong with the sword play.
What?
So I'll take it my
Said earlier, a good ship to replace the Quasar for a Sloan list will be the Executor with its 5 squadron. Yeah, I'll swap out my 50
I reckon Rebels will get something like the Dauntless.
What about the Viscount?
I can't remember what that one is.
Viscount is basically a giant MC-80 Home 1 looking.
That's what the Dauntless is. It's one of those. It's one
I
of
thought
those.
the Dauntless was a different. I thought the Dauntless was a heavy cruiser.
Bulkwood battle cruiser.
Bulwark Battle Cruiser. God, no, that thing was crap. I hated that thing. It was slow. It took a long time to repair and everything in that game. How big was the Liberty?
Liberty.
Cruisers. They were pretty big ones. Were they big or?
That,
That was the carrier with the wings that came down the front.
they were the, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know, they're pretty the same
I
size.
always liked those because they had big, they could carry large amount of squadrons.
Yeah. Speed one.
So Mauler and Dengar.
Yeah. Yeah, but we get the Bulwark Battle Cruiser, that thing, the fingers and the fish.
I think you're not going to get a big ship.
I don't think we should either.
No.
I don't want too many of those big ships on the table.
That's what I was saying to Ash, was they should give the executor that title, because in it.
That's your ones, right? It's not mine.
Huh? That's my cannon.
That's yours? Oh, okay. I had my stuff out before I packed it away. I just didn't know if it was
Because
mine.
I don't know if it's.
I'll double check.
I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
try
canon.
check later.
I don't know if it's canon or the New Republic actually captures an executor, and they fight an Imperial executor with it. So if they give the
there's a picture of
executor,
it somewhere.
if they give the executor a title like what the Rebels use it.
Nah, okay. They said only 2 cards can play in, without any on the Rebels.
Speed two.
That's the Viscount. It basically looks like the 80 M's, the Radders.
Yeah.
Last ship.
Yeah, that is actually a problem. You talk about yourself.
Oh, and his speed will be.
And he'll be going with speed one.
Yep. He'll go speed 2 as well.
Alright. You choose your most wanted ships.
What was the most one to do again? So I will make your AEST your most wanted ship.
Yep.
And I will make my what do you call Architects my most wanted ship.
Kittens.
And the only thing I've changed since last time was I moved Sloan to the AEST because it's more resilient than a Quasar. And it will probably just die first.
I just got engaged to Kath.
Poor bastard.
He just waited there like a couple of months ago.
I was trying to find it for you, I can't.
The Dauntless.
Yeah.
I swear I've seen the Dauntless in Empire at War, the game, and it's just a heavy. It's a heavy cruiser, I swear. One that I'm thinking of.
Ugh, my phone. Why would you use an iPhone?
Because I like it.
Damn.
They spy on it all the time. Just play the game, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll find it later.
This is the one. This is the Dauntless I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, similar to that. Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what the
that's the one.
Dauntless.
That's that one, the top of that first one. That's the one. I think it had good carrier and
Yeah,
everything as
that's
well.
the one.
Yeah. It's not nowhere near as big as the bloody.
It was powerful though. I remember it being pretty powerful in the game.
Alright.
Yeah, in the Empire at War, it's just a very, very bulky ship.
I've
It
got
takes
strategic
everything.
device as well, so no point in doing that then. I'll activate this Byzanti. He's revealing a squadron command. You'll be comms netting it to him.
Yep.
And I'm moving the speed of 1. Oh, actually, hang on a second.
You forgot that. Missed opportunity. Not that I think it would have mattered anyway.
Medium range?
Missed opportunity. Oh well. I was going to say neither.
Need to remember.
Yeah.
You forgot neither as well.
Yeah. Whatever.
You need to remember that.
It's not that important. Alright, I'll do my Arctons.
Move this camera a bit.
With a concentrate fire, which I'll take as a token. It's just moving.
Have they been playing only on one quarter again? No, Mars is being rude, having a ship go all the way around there that I'm trying to keep the camera up. As opposed to having it come down here.
I'll activate Discazanti. He's revealing a nav command. He's moving up to speed 3.
You can matter for like, ties and basketball. Like if you kill somebody but they get one fire, they can't shoot back, but that can actually matter. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
I'll do the Quasar. Quasar is a squadron dial, which it'll take as a token and move forward at speed.
That's only ships only, I presume.
Yeah, squadrons don't get the most shit. Yeah, who are the most common ships, by the way? That and that.
Yep. So that has the objective. And his has the Imperial logo.
Yep. You know it also only works for ships, not for squadrons? Yeah, that's what peeves me.
It'd be good for a throwing list.
I'll activate the interdictor. He's revealing a nav. The token.
Slightly disappointed. All my Star Wars stuff that I've recently ordered is not going to be here before Saturday.
Wow.
Like the jumper I ordered about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. It's not coming. Its estimated ship is either between Saturday and the 14th. So I was like, I wanted it for Saturday. AEST. Concept 5, which is 3 tokens. Oh, shoot. And move at speed 2.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
How did your one
Yep.
Yeah. Station.
Yeah, land on the station.
Activate the ISD.
Yes.
Oh, you haven't got anything else to activate?
No.
He's revealing a nav.
Yep.
He moves this. He'll take the tokens. Moves the speed of 1. Okay.
What is
Choo. I'm in trouble.
You set up wrong again.
Yeah.
because I left my Quasar till last. So I was like, I can navigate to any of them.
Oh, they are
Anakin.
See what we're going on here. Yeah, we got it.
What's it?
So 4 against 3. One's the secondary.
It's only 2 counter.
Bit of a battery.
You can do that.
Whenever you're ready, sir.
Oh, actually, the X Wing's yours too.
I got a crack shot. Oh, I think if you want to swap tape, I'll see if I can survive with better on health. But Jam, okay, to be honest, Jam kind of nerves some
Alright, I activate this Gazanti. Yep. Civilian concentrate fire. Yep. He's going to compensate it to the AEST. Yep. Move to speed 1.
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
Blue black.
Yep. Gonna activate the Quasar.
Yep.
He has a navigate, and you'll drop to speed 1.
That was. That wouldn't be good for us.
Speed
So you guys can't disengage.
There's no frames in this game.
Oh, strategic advisor.
Strategic advisor. You know what the executive will do? Will make a Corellian conflict a hell of a lot more interesting.
I was going to say
such a big.
I'll activate this Gazanti, just activating a squadron command. Storm's going to go in.
Yep, and attack him.
Attack him. 1 hit.
I will redirect wherever he is to the side.
Sienna will come in. Attack. 1 hit.
I'll use my and take his side.
And Jendon will make Strom attack again.
Yep.
For 1 hit.
I'll just take the 1.
I was in the getting ready for 2nd edition.
I'll probably still just start, so you can't regenerate.
Yeah, I'm sure. When you ban those that regenerate though, like a lot of the abilities regenerate.
With a nav.
Yep.
But first he'll do AA fire.
Yep.
So he'll AA fire him because he's the only one who can AA fire. For 1 hit.
1 hit. On this guy. I'll take it. Cool.
Because at the moment it's like either it's a discard and
And attack you, but I lose 1 for destruction.
Correct.
So just the 2.
Yep.
And I'll TLC. Double. Find it.
I activate Captain Brunson, get rid of the double, and I will redirect onto the side here.
Roger that. My nav.
Swap position of 2 ships, and then I run away.
So you place
One of them is judging at Gencon, and he's just like, well, yeah, I've been reading the rules. I've been reading the rules. So one exists, which I mean exists. Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe after Gencon release, I might tomorrow. Chris, where'd you go?
I activate the kitten. Sorry, the
that's a big kitten. Yes.
take token. I'll attack 1 dice into you.
Yep. Nothing.
I'll add a dice.
Yep.
1 crit.
Into the side.
Sorry, yeah.
Actually, sorry. Oh, no, I was.
Yeah, I was thinking, will you now?
Should have done that. Is screed once per round? Is it once per ship per round?
It's once per activation, so once per ship. I can't do it, once I've done it for one shot, I can't do it for the other. So anyone can do it, so he can do it.
I was just thinking, because I haven't played him in ages, but when you attacked there, I was like, I could have screeded to a crit and I would have taken a hit. But don't worry, that was my mistake.
I was already a crit anyway, it was a blank and a crit. I couldn't do anything else with that.
Long range.
I'll activate that and refresh Captain Brunson before I forget.
AEST will drop to speed as well.
Yep.
And he'll do his long range attack to you.
Yep.
For 3 red.
Or this guy's case, get rid of it. So yeah, it's sort of
I'll just lock down your brace.
Brace, rightio. I'll activate Captain Brunson, get rid of the crit, and take 1.
And you just need 1. And they glide. Take a hit each.
Yep.
I'll get kicked out of the Imperial Academy so
I'll activate the AEST. AEST's within a repair. Just take the token. And move to the 1.
You got 5, 5.
yeah.
Actually, before I do that, sorry.
Yep,
I should do that. So I've got AA on over these 2. So
Yep.
just on Suntia and the advanced. In the advanced, I don't have Howl Runner. No. So, Suntia. Stop your scatter.
Yep, takes the 1.
Advance. One. Now move to 1. Okay.
Cool. Squadrons.
Squadrons.
Actually, have you done both? Yeah, you did.
I've done both of them, yeah.
I'll move him to here.
So, HLC, the background is actually test of HLCs, crack shot, long range scanners, link batteries, and the title. Running and optimizing themselves.
Cool.
Yep.
So mine done.
Ailerons, lower frame, and I-face license.
What's the mission? Do you get bonus points for that?
Okay, cool. So I get double points.
So it's 1 by heaps.
Yeah.
Good game, man.
Yeah, well, it's
Right down the end. That what is it, X7?
yeah.
That's nasty.
Yeah, it's 9.
Yeah, I always read it as you have to do damage and then you just get 2 of them. It's not like it deals 2 crits.
Yes. Yeah.
Alright. All set? I'll activate the Xanti.
So, first 2 damage
He's ruling the Scotch command. He's going to use the token as well. So he'll activate.
Yeah, so about double card. So it's not like
He'll activate Gendon first. He'll get Thingo to activate first. I'll shoot the.
Nah, lost in close one. We didn't work it out.
Yeah, I'll shoot the rear. 1 hit. I'll move. I'll activate him now. And move him here. Shoot to the side. For 1 hit. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll activate.
yeah, you didn't. So you managed to kill this guy, that would have been game.
Yeah. I didn't, for some reason, I didn't check the turrets to come in as far as they were.
I'll shoot into. We'll shoot into Denga. 3 hits.
3 hits. Counter. What's his counter?
No,
No, he has counter.
Sienna.
But he hits. I think it's counter though. He has counter.
Yeah. So 3 hits.
3 hits.
Scatter. And then I'll move Valen. Same spot. Attack into Denga. Swarm reroll. 2 hits. No, you're engaged with Sienna, so no attack.
But
when an enemy squadron is engaged with another squadron, you cannot attack.
okay. I just didn't realise that was his ability. I will race 1. And I'll take 1.
Alright, I'll shoot my front into the front. I'll add a blue for once wanted, and I'll screed it to a crit. That's not good. I was going to clear that. Oh no. Do 1-1. 1-1-9.
And do you have an eye on secondary?
I'll do that. I'll take
Blue. No, yellow.
and I'll take a hit.
I will activate
So you sort the card, so you can't play a card.
the Quasar. And I will activate Power Runner to here, attack her.
Yep.
So 3, because gains 1 but loses 1 on
Yep.
destruction.
Swarm.
2,
Scatter.
Roger.
Yep.
I will move more. Oh, sorry. Yeah. He had a squadron and uses that as well.
Yep.
So he uses all 6. So Mauler will move to here.
Yep.
So they both take 1 to
Yep.
move. And then he will attack Sienna for 4.
Yep. Why?
Why? 1 for her, him, 1 for her, so that's
Oh, yeah.
5, loses 1.
Burn scatter.
When you scatter, roger that. I will do Suntier. He'll move here, attacks Sienna.
Yep.
For 5, because gains 1 for him and 1 for him, but loses 1 for obstruction, based on a base of 4.
Dead.
I'll move him here, and attack him.
Yep.
For the 3 standard, plus 1 for him, plus 1
Yep.
for Power Runner. Jesus Christ. Swarm, take the 1.
Take the 1.
Advanced. So those 2 I think provide as well. Oh no, it doesn't, goes to 4. Because he doesn't have Swarm.
Flight controls here.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Dead.
just the 1. Cool. And then Gengar. And we'll go and attack the front here for a single black.
Yep.
For 1 hit.
1. I will redirect it to the side.
Roger that. Yep.
I'll activate the interdictor. Israel and concentrate fire. Do my side shot. I'll burn disposal capacitors first off. I'll do my side shot into the most wanted ship wall. Obstructed. So
Gain 1.
yeah, I'm just thinking if I want to do all my blues into him. So I'll do blues. I'll add concentrate fire, and then I'll add the most wanted.
What have we got left on the sky?
One of these attacks will be after the maneuver, so it's either, you know, because you activate 2 holes in a position. Yeah, so I should have down 3
Crit there. I can screed one, but he'll just redirect it.
Well,
Yeah. You know what? Bugger that. What I'll do. I'll stop your contain and evade.
alright. So I will burn 1 redirect.
Yep.
And take 1 on the rear.
Yep.
So I'll take that. So it's just a hit to crit.
Crit.
For something safe. Pause counters, spend exhausted defense tokens. Cool. 3. 3 total damage.
I think I should have done both redirects. Maybe that would have been the better one. Either way, I'll shoot my front into the front of him. You got ECMs on that bloke?
Yes, I do.
Okay then, that settles it then. So I will screed that into a crit.
Roger that. I will spend my contain.
Yep.
And drop it to 3. Sorry, 3 hits. And then I shall redirect to the side and take all 3 on the side.
I will slow down to speed 1. Overload pulse, sorry.
Oh yeah. Should have.
So 3 dice.
Alright.
I will activate the Architect.
Yep.
So straight up, I'll spend that one.
Concentrate fire.
Yep.
He's revealing that.
Cool. So I'll do side to rear.
Yep.
So I can't cross my own arm. So I'll do 2 because I lose 1 from obstruction.
Basically,
Actually, I'll use this.
this is the way to play it, in my opinion.
Okay, nothing. Rear. Can I attack the front?
No, because it's obstructed.
Well, no, the front's not obstructed, but the side is. So if I do side to rear to side,
Rear to side would be obstructed.
so that's.
And then front to rear to front would be obstructed from my line.
I don't get an attack then.
Yeah.
So I should have just concentrated it. Fuck off the fuck
So we're getting up. Top 4 shit, I think.
I'll activate him. He's revealing a repair.
Yep.
I still get you.
I'll keep the token myself. And move to the 1.
Strategic. You say strategic. I go AEST.
Yeah.
So we both used our strategic.
Yeah. Hey.
We'll do.
You got gun teams?
No, I do not. So I'll put you on my side up as well. So I'll attack him.
Yep.
And dial with a concentrate 5.
That's the only thing that we just taken the token away. That's how 3. That's fucking stupid. This is what I don't want to
So I'll just do 3 red at the front to the front.
Okay.
No, look, I can counter that.
For 3 hits.
3 hits.
I can never use that to do it that. But now I know you do it, I can counter it.
I'll Brunson the crit, and then I will for 1.
Redirect it, whatever.
I'll redirect 2 to the side. Well, so my front, wasn't it?
Yes, to your front. Okay. So then 1 from side to front.
Yep.
And then concentrate.
Yep.
I don't have tokens, I just put 1 at the front.
Yeah, I'll just take 1 to the front.
Roger that.
Actually, braced in. I was worried that you might do something powerful with it.
Huh?
I thought it was going to do something very powerful, but
It's not close range enough.
When you give someone the jam token, it cancels either a focus evade or target. And the defender gets to choose which one to choose, right? But then that token and that token cancels out fresh. And then because you're not a jam token on you, that's what lets you do it again. And
Fuck up after fuck up.
so, fucking defenders, see ya.
See ya.
There goes your focus, there goes your evade. Done. No problem.
Alright, it's still long range, so I'll activate the AEST. Gives me on concentrate fire. I'm going to roll my 4 reds to the front. We'll check that later. I'll add a red. Concentrate fire, that's horrible. I'll spend the token and re-roll that. And then I'll screed that to a crit. And I will Avenger. Yeah.
Yep, so 4 to the front.
Now, I just want to check. My side up might have something.
AA?
Yeah. No. Oh, what do you think?
Yeah, you can have it. I don't really care at this point.
Oh, AA into the
Pretty much
event.
gamed at this point, to be honest.
Leading shots? No, it's
Okay.
just 1 hit. Yeah. I'll bump into Dengar.
Place him. Just
Alright. 10 free.
The other option was going to hold it like a red squads and take it on No, I can still do it one blue one, just take over the blue. This is the target. I've got double.
Well, I'm waiting at first and I've done a squadron
Oh, it's round 4, sorry. Turn 4, sorry. All set?
Yep.
Activate him.
Squadron.
Squadron command.
Yep. They're gonna.
So move Strom to here. Move my black for nothing. Then I'll move Jendon.
Get him to attack again.
Attack again. 1 hit. Now.
Yeah, you have me inside.
No, I don't.
Don't?
Okay. Nope. Too far away. That's enough.
So you take your own price to take 1 if you want. Yeah. So 3 straight. And then I guess I'll take.
Okay.
no way of reactivating them?
No.
Nope, cool. Quasar. With a squadron, but this time with only a squadron of 5 instead of 6. I'm not connecting all of them. So I will get him to attack. What's his repair value? 5. I'm going to attack Star Destroyer's front arc.
Yep.
For 1 blue. For 1 hit.
1 hit. I will take 1 to the front.
Roger. I'll move Carolina up. Yep. 1 into the front. 1 hit. Oops.
I will redirect it to the side.
Roger. Generic tie up. Yep. For 1 blue. Sloan. For nothing. Wait, I can't do Swarm and Swarm.
No, because he was attacking.
Didn't think so. For 1 into the front.
Yep.
Yeah. Activate your brace actually. And might as well him into the front. Single black.
Yep.
1 hit.
I'll take it.
Let's see. Just out.
Just out.
Gunnery sweep.
And because you don't have any tokens, that becomes a as well.
Alright, activate him.
Yep.
He's revealing a nav. I'm going to get rid of that token and give a nav to him. I move to speed.
As a repair, the value of 3. So 3, I can get a shield back and move 1, but I can't move 1. Shit, I can remove 3. Yeah. I'm gonna take that crit off. 3.
Weren't you exhausted of those before?
Yes, but then they refresh because the round started.
Wasn't this, you can't refresh exhausted?
You can't use. You can't spend. Yeah, you can't spend.
Okay, never mind.
So if you had have attacked me with them, I couldn't spend.
Yeah, okay, all good.
Should be strategic, or actually no, you're going to do him, overload, Avenger, yeah.
Alright, I'll activate him. You'll do repair. So
Get back all the shields.
use that. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I'll do my front to the of the front of the AEST. Well, that's not good enough for me, so I've got to squeeze 1 into a crit.
Of course. I can't contain that. And no. Yes. So I'll brace it to 2, and I guess I have to do. It was to the side.
Yeah, to the side. Yeah.
Take 2 to the rear.
Oh no, to the I did to the front. Sorry, to the front. I did to the front. I said redirect it to the side. Yeah. Okay, overload pulse before I forget. Now I'm going to AA just for the fun of it. On the side. So I've got Suntia and these. So what I'll do is Suntia first. My one blue. Nothing. Arana. Nothing. Dengar. One hit.
Scatter.
Advanced. Nothing.
Still got link battery at least, so. Oh yeah, cool. Do that one.
Yeah, move to
And we'll get it flash. And then we'll spin the focus, yep. Yep, cool.
Okay. ISD. Pair. Go 4. So I will get back 2 shields. Cool. And do my only attack against, well, my first attack against him for 3 red, 2 blue. Get the bloody dice out. So, front. Yep.
Goddamn fucking right, man.
I'm assuming you have DCMs.
Yes.
Not locking anything down.
So what's that? 5?
Yeah.
5.
Bracelet container.
I will redirect 2 to the side. I'll contain the clips off. Take 2. 2.
I'll take 1. Yep. Side attack into his front.
Yep.
2.
I'll Brunson 1. And I will redirect to the side here. Okay.
And
Oh, shit. Activate the ISD. He's revealing a repair. Going to use the token as well.
yep.
For 6.
Oh yeah. Yep. Didn't squadron.
So I'll move 1 from the rear. I move there. I'll move 2 of them actually from the rear and put here, so that's 2 points.
Missed opportunity.
4, 6. Alright, I'll do my front shot to the front of the ISD. Oh, that is horrible.
I'm leading.
Yeah, I'm definitely leading that. So leading shots.
Better.
A little bit better, but not good enough. There's nothing I could really do with that. Yeah. And I'll exhaust.
Take 2 to start with, so say that.
Yep. Crit.
4 with a crit. Crit me, compartment 5, not ready for defense token.
Now I'll do my side shot. AA.
Into these 2.
Yeah, into those 2.
Yep.
Into the advance. Leading shots. 1 hit. 2 into Dengar.
Yep.
1 hit. And that's it.
We ram, take a hit.
Then discard.
Sorry, just I'll move these guys for a sec.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Yep.
Speed 1 still.
Oh, only speed one.
Only speed 1.
So we don't win.
Correct.
Oh, that's very nice for me. I'll take that down to
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. So that's all ships.
All ships.
So then got the next squadron left. One black into your side.
Yep. Take the one. Alright. Round 5.
Okay, so steel trade.
Are we gonna activate your AEST first? Finish
Oh, it's. How many hull we got left on there?
5, 6.
6. I need 6.
And I can't brace.
Yeah, and you can't. Yeah.
I literally can't do anything. It's fucking dead.
Yeah, I know.
And then that'll be game because it's all it's game. And the Architects will fly off the board.
Yeah, it will.
Me, my only ship left will be the Quasar, which will get one shot by the AEST next turn.
Alright, yeah, I'll activate AEST. That's certainly. He'll do a repair.
Yep, of course.
So, 2, 4.
Dead. I don't even know what it is, but it's dead.
I don't think so yet. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then
Read one of them to a
screed one to a crit.
It's dead.
Yeah. And I'll exhaust Avenger, of course. And then I'll AA from the side into the advance first. I'll leading shots for nothing. Dengar. One hit and stop your scatter. Power runner. One hit.
Scatter.
Yep. And that's it. I think that's all. I move the speed 1. So I'm going to bump into everything here.
It's already game. It's done.
Yeah. Because what? You can only, you got a nav?
His next one was a repair. I was just trying to repair him.
Because if you had a nav, that would have been it.
I I have a repair. I was trying to repair him.
So I'll do that. So combat, definitely range 1,
Yeah. And there's no way I'm going to get through all your shields.
No. No. Oh well, man, you did well. Like, your squadrons did what they needed to do, and that's what you need to keep going into. The squadrons are the ones who need to strip the tokens away. That's what Sloan does. Once you strip the tokens away, you can hit me good. That crit didn't help you either, so.
I can't get my squadrons close enough, quick enough. Because like, if I move them, say first or second turn, they can only go about this far, and then the third turn they have to go there. But then, for me to activate them there, my ship has to be somewhere here.
Yeah.
And then by the end of its turn, after it's activated them, it's here in its front arm. It's just gonna die. So there's really.
Remember, you don't need to. As long as your ships are in front of mine, that if I bump into them, you can move them around. So you don't need them to activate. It's just, yeah. Yeah, the nerf hurt them hard. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe a shuttle, you can relay it.
I can't find one anywhere.
What do you mean?
I can't find a squadron pack anywhere.
Just you can borrow one. I got one. So you got boosted comms here?
Yeah.
So there you go. So that, and then look at that.
I'm thinking I'm gonna drop the Chimera and the what do you call it? When Spider. The fleet order, whatever this shit is called.
Oh, you didn't attack me with the extra dice too. With
Yeah, I forgot about that completely. It wasn't until after I went, well, oh well.
Yeah, but it's just Sean's forgetting the little things from here and there. So.
It was the entire game. It was fuck up after fuck up after fuck up. It was literally.
Even though
Sloan, you want to kit out as much squadrons as you can and just
And like
attack.
the issue is like I also can't figure out where to put her because like today, like just then you saw she was on the ISD. ISD was first to die. I put her on the Quasar. She was the first to die in the last 2 games.
Because everyone hates Sloan.
Yeah.
I hate Sloan. I either destroy the carrier. I can't destroy the squadrons of my squadrons. You tore them up to pieces. So yeah, that's what I. And I want a $50 voucher there too. So I got like a Raider and X Wing. Yeah.
You gonna trade that Hammerhead Mars?
No.
No.
You're on 3 cards. Yeah, 3 cards behind.
No, it's a Rebel side first place.
One of them's 14.
Mars. Are both of those yours?
Yeah, they're both mine. Yeah, 15 and 3 are mine.
I meant the.
Oh, maybe one of yours. Yes, I might have stolen.
Couldn't find mine
There you go.
because it was just one of the normal Armada ones.
That's fine. I've got plenty of them.
They were your obstacles.
Yeah, they're my obstacles, yeah. Oh, I'm missing this now. Okay.
Which one are you missing?
Second one of those. That's alright. All good. Oh no, here it is right here. Never mind, I got it.
I didn't think you'd expect me to cut in that soon.
So brace 2-1.
Well, it will be, yeah. But you had a ripper too, and you get some everything.
What's your score? I just want to know.
Well, I just brought things, so once everyone has a lot,
It's not the person with the most money.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if you're the only one.
We're just calculating the scores here for Games of Jones and Painting Ash.
Yeah, good game, good game.
You only 5.
Well, honestly, if you guys didn't do that, I would get my score every win. So I can make the Navy ships move 6 each.
So you only get double points on the ship, don't you?
Yeah, the 112.
Mate?
The 112.
And then I get the money and then buy it.
Yeah, you only get double.
Or whatever it is, the
Everything
one.
else doesn't get upgraded on it. So.
In the little ships before.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
What was the combo you had?
Yeah, the couple I have to order on. I could come here. Yeah, okay, my loading shit up 6 and
You know what that's worth, Dad? To you, James?
Yeah, they're already done.
James, you know what that's worth to you, Dad?
Yeah,
That's 252.
So your score,
the real
including the extra 54 points for the kitty, is 344.
294. So it's a close game. What's the MOV? You got the MOV card?
yeah,
3 quarters, 3. No, I just want to see your card.
You want
It's a 50-point difference.
but it's not too mean, it's not nasty, no one feels bad.
6-5. It's not even a freaking lot. It's like, what?
oh, for like the pillow fight, yeah.
See what I mean? Like you lost, but you didn't lose. Like
I'm fine with it. I did everything pretty much right. The only thing was being a little far back for my. I think my Q outperformed admirably in the face of 2 ISDs right now. The only one that was issue with this guy was a little too far behind.
So I look at that again. I'm going, you know what? Fuck it. I'm thinking of just getting rid of Dengar and putting Decimator back in.
Alright, man.
Killed it, there it is.
So that's what I haven't got. Is I need something.
That's the shot I wanted.
But with Mars, you got
There you go.
Yeah, if you want to play a long game, you make the last one 20.
So that's my choice. I either go Vader or I go someone like that.
You go the other side.
Yeah,
The metal with a crack shot. So one of the two. Yeah, that's one there. Yeah, okay.
I just didn't get to use the kitty much either. I wanted to do
But okay, against
an extra volley would have been nice.
not my game. Yeah, no, we're alright.
Yeah.
I don't mind bringing you down to for a tournament.
Oh, well,
Because in the context of that
my
game,
last tournament. Retiring.
he had 3 plus 1 for most wanted plus 1 for concentrate fire,
Yeah.
and then it turned into a double.
Mars, help a brother out here. I need something else other than fucking Dengar or Vader. I need something in there, but that Dengar didn't work either. He was good, he gave him the counter, but I was just getting ripped apart. I lost Dengar pretty quick.
Well, I think I flew my squadrons reasonably
Yeah,
well.
no, that's what I mean. Like, I lost. You did what you did. You just picked off Dengar. And then when I was against you, remember Vader got chewed out before he even got the shots off.
Your squadrons is not for squadrons.
I need something in there, but maybe I'll put just friggin' Cynthia in there so you don't shoot them and you take the hits.
You could do that. Do you have so you don't have Valentine, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Use him with the decimators. They're giving them like a mini escort. So they have to kill the decimators first before they kill them. They can hit Valentine. As long as they're the round. So you've got those black dice. Same as that.
Yeah, so he attacks his squadron.
Yeah.
He gets a swarm reroll.
Yep.
But they can't hit him. They have to.
Yeah.
They have to take it decimators first before they hit him.
Correct.
So as long as I keep him in the middle of everything.
Correct.
He had a only had one flotilla and it was a bit too far away. I had this on half the focus card, so I could easily that guy has the best flying.
And also that could stop people from moving too because he's not heavy. So if you have decimators in him,
It equates to a 6-5.
bunch of more decimators than that.
So you reckon change her back to kick? She's doing fucking well too.
Yeah, do that.
So you just reckon run 4 decimators in here?
Yeah. You've got the points.
Well, that's easy because that'll just cut the points back down. I'll be moving in front again.
Yeah. Because he's non-heavy, so he'll stop everyone from moving away if he's close enough.
Yeah. So if I keep, let's say that's him for argument's sake. If I just keep him like that, if I fly the squadron like that, doesn't matter where they're coming, they're always going to be within.
Correct.
I might do that actually.
I think the APT on the Q8 was good.
That was good.
And that, and that blew that ion cannon's gone away. I mean,
I don't know. I kind of feel it's away.
it's probably how so?
Hey.
Why is that?
Alrighty guys, we're going to see what we can stream. Don't think we have time for an Armada match, we might have time for some X Wing, maybe. X Wing games. 9 o'clock?
You guys playing?
I know, who's still here?
Were you guys playing like 2.0?
No, I'm still playing 1.0 X Wing.
Was some shenanigans?
Yeah, just shenanigans with it.
Oh, nice. So that goes yes. So 2 and 2. But also
That would have sounded good for everyone's audio. The microphone going donk.
It's that 5 to 7 points like that.
Oh yeah.
So like, what do I do?
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
They cost me 6
Most ones are safe.
Nice.
I'm thinking they
See, so because I've got secure positions, I think is good because this.
Well, that's the problem. That
hyperspace is good for that. And plus, like even
see, I'm on second player, so I just don't like it.
I'm kind of tempted up to Sunday all the time for X Wing one, but I'm really tempted.
Yeah, there'll be 2.0 stuff in there.
Yeah, I know, that's why I went in.
And there'll be like system open stuff in the system.
Okay, the fact that the second edition, so that's the version that we do it. Depends on what weekend it is.
Yeah.
But I'll have all my second edition stuff.
So this one, right.
So I'll have all none of them works in your place. Have you seen my first list build at 2 minutes? 4 Alpha Interceptors. Soon tier, ordered Afterburners and Daredevil. Fucking beautiful. And he's still got a 2.2. That's nasty. It is. It's gonna be so much fun. Because you get the focus barrel on it. Because I've flown by Interceptors a few times, right? The thing that kills it, you using the boosts and stuff, you can set up amazing kill boxes, but you don't have focus. Now you do, and it's fucking, it's all on the mind hole. So yeah, that's awesome. Are you 5 on a TIE fighter or 2? No? That's just
This is taking my time.
yeah, but second edition.
I know.
But second edition. Where's Armada second edition?
We
It's called
don't.
the it's called the FSD.
Yeah. Resets the game.
It's still awesome at one.
That's a pretty fucking awesome ship, though, to be fair. I love that they called it the biggest miniature they've ever made.
Yeah. He's like,
I don't think it's mini.
Oh. Cards everywhere, isn't it?
Well, and
funny enough, the shops I was pointing out.
I love that. Yeah.
someone else can that.
That's the old
Oh, no.
Cool. Alrighty.
I'm sticking around to talk casual as well. Depending on what we do with as well, though.
Yeah, we'll talk. We're going to talk about Gencon and that. So you can talk about X Wing.
Oh, yes.
So in this X Wing match here, we happen to have left on the table one crack X Wing. We have Thwain in the Ark.
No, I lost. Oh, sorry. I thought you said, did you want to lose?
Mason in an X Wing.
Because
All sorts of jank. And the last Imperial ship left on the table.
I think I'll still be okay for the 20 though. I think.
Quick draw.
Oh, absolutely. I do that stuff, so it's not gonna.
Yeah.
We have a full health quick draw there.
Robert's on. Hey, Robert.
Hey, Robert. You're up early.
Listened a bit to the OCX podcast, yesterday, and it was good trashing the fossils. I like that.
I used to do it all the time.
Any trash talk about the fossils? Good.
Any trash talk is good trash talk. Whoop.
We've lost power.
Nah, just turn the screen off.
Hello there.
Hello there.
What did I do? Yeah. $50 voucher I got there. Got myself another voucher. And a TIE Striker. I'm not going to be here ever anytime soon, so.
Yeah, good to get the stuff now.
They had an arc at some time to take it. No one's we couldn't help it.
I think they were just trash talking for mine after this morning.
Well, they were talking
No, it's software.
Yeah, I know.
No, it wasn't trash. They just put it in the phone.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, yeah.
It's good software though, actually. It's good software.
It's like Crydex, Crydex was there before everything.
Gotta love those things. Yes, Rob Mars is in a very good mood. I don't know why yet.
No, I don't know why.
I really don't know why.
He's just stealing store chants.
Probably because
I'm a
I
raider.
think it's because he's on the store chance.
I'm
That's
a
why.
raider.
Raider Vader.
There can't be any other reason why he's been in a good
you
mood.
saw a nice picture of a really big Star Destroyer.
Maybe he got called before he comes.
That's all fake news.
Fake news. It's all fake news.
Fake news. Took me out on this whole casual
Are we now?
Might as well.
Yeah.
I'll take my shit up too. Doesn't take half as long to get extra stuff. That's right.
Yeah. That's one thing
If
I'm
you were trash on the game, we'll stream Nothing up.
Maybe I should practice on Sunday. I really want to win that. I just really want to.
Oh, I think you can. I think you have to have something. Just the trouble is, I think pushing the reveal up like really fast. That was the trouble. You need to stay one HRC.
Usually in the northern matchup, right, the meal will go forwards, remove all your mods, and then it won't really matter if you get shot back. But just the units will be good. Because normally in most scenarios, both missiles will go on and I'll just take two pre-attack shots. Sure, that's fine. And then just go behind you with the S loop and the HLCs will do the work.
Actually, probably where I failed that one too. I tried to push them on there. I suppose I've managed to get tired of this. I'm trying to think if I had one I think it's better for
I didn't get to do boarding engineering.
well, I'm into that. We're going to run instead of chase after it. Chase after it.
I was trying to do this for
probably is, yeah. Release 2.0.
Yeah.
No, Rob, the package hasn't come in yet.
Second one.
And Quick Draw has taken 1 hull damage. All 4 shields are gone.
Well,
4 shields.
you reckon I should
Yeah, he has 4 shields.
Quick draw.
Yeah, Quick Draw 4 shields with Krennic.
Oh, great, yeah.
Yeah, bloody Krennic. And Khan Mason has taken 2 hits. Shields are off, everything else. Can Quick Draw do it with 2 hull left?
I see a no from there.
Someone's shaking their head no.
Are they having a look at that card?
No, because it's no point. They've released my call.
How are you feeling about this?
Yeah, you had a
Are you kind of been off there to having released now? I think it'll come out later. Remember, like last year, I was going to touch on
Yeah, they wanted to release something big and they'll bring out some references.
Look at Wave 7 last year. They didn't release it before games time. A week later, they announced Wave 7. That's my point.
You never know. But something big is coming. Well, I'll be surprised if it's SSD and then there'll be another wave.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if SSD is something different. Like it's part of a campaign or something.
Yeah, like
It's more like a campaign, so they have to do a thing.
They've announced the SSD and now they're going to can the game.
Yeah. Then they'll can the game. You were listening to Rob, were you?
No, I wasn't at all.
You weren't listening to Rob?
No.
Rob on OCX, that's the records. Out comes the SSD, then they can the game.
I wasn't. I didn't listen to that.
Did you say anything about me?
Yeah, he was talking about you.
I only listened half an hour, but I was at work.
Yeah, I was trying to listen while I was driving, but it's never fun.
I was just, because first I was listening to the in-flight report. That was the most important thing. And once the SSD came out, I gave up. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm happy. It was, you know, expected surprise, but a good surprise. You know, I really want one, not really. But I'll take it. It's something.
It's more what the upgrades come.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it comes with Emperor, 2 commanders. It comes with Piet and Palpatine.
I wouldn't mind buying it just to have it. It's sweet.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. It's for $300, give or take Australian. Great man people are going to put on the shelf, the cards, and you get to play it in 400 points. Yeah, that's all. This is all. I've got everything that's been ever.
That's on me. Oh, finally, you get exercise ends. But that's why I screen. Yeah, I've got pictures and everything all loaded up.
That's the cheap one.
Well, that's the cheap one.
Here's the 400 point one.
And
then there's a 33 hull point one for like in like an epic game.
Oh, still be a 3 dice for them.
We only can see 2, not short colours.
Two pros, 2 reader, 2 contains.
I think it's what they've put on there is like just a generic picture.
No.
You can't really see anything. That's why probably they're going, oh, we'll give it, we'll post out the news on Friday. Because they just said, oh, we'll slack this on, they won't really notice anything. Everyone's gone, oh, is that a scatter? What is a scatter? Wasn't SSD got a bloody scatter? Yeah,
it makes no sense whatsoever.
Chris, how are you still alive?
So then people going,
it's quick draw, that's how we're still alive.
So then people going, oh, it must be like Emperor Shuttle.
And we got one hit on, oh, what's his name? That Captain. Quick draw can do it.
Josh, Gallius Rex, is he not stars? Gallius Rex.
I haven't read it yet. So
Okay. I know you're talking about
yeah, that's like I said, I want to read it. Apparently, one of the guys came from the third.
Okay. I haven't read. I've read the first one book. I want to get the second. Well, when I mean read, I mean listen to the audio book.
Yeah. Because we get the new job soon, maybe. So I might have one included. I'm sort of saving a bunch of books for that. Just in case. So. One day,
Quick draw, suffering console fire.
One thing I hate is
3 hits from the last X Wing at range 3. This could be it. Spends the focus and lives. That X Wing already spent crack shot, didn't it?
Yeah, all my crack shots are gone.
All your crack shots are gone.
Yeah.
Quick draw lives for another round.
But it turns out the operation was
wait, you didn't say that. The most important thing was the Armada thing. You turned it off. I was in the middle of work, Rob, so I had
He pretends he works.
I pretend I work. I apologise, Rob. I try to watch when you're on.
Yeah, Mark, now that leaves me a freaking 386. So I've got
386.
So I was thinking of some leading shots.
Absolutely.
You never know it's dice, mate.
Or
console fire.
Another squad. I'll go for black squad. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just give some.
Why don't you take an action for a focus and risk the constant, then risk it, and then see if you can kill his Farm Mason or Farm Mason or something. Yeah.
How fast is Jesse?
Good. It's only 3 hits.
That's very soft. It's off. Ooh, I just would have done like 2 straight.
It's got 5 hits.
barrel. Put something in arc.
Yeah.
Put something in arc. Roll dice.
Yeah.
No, put steel barrel first. See if you can get like this. See if you can get Tarn in arc or something. Yeah, range 3 at Tarn, just because. Console fire.
Yeah.
He lives. He lives.
Range 3 at time.
Hitting a crit. One of A, one crit into Tarn. Eddie Burns integrated. Tarn lives.
So what was that? Major hull breach.
Would have been major hull breach. Oh.
Alright, so Fang. Yes, Fang.
I was just about to say, you playing Fane already? Oh, yeah.
3 natural hits with Thane. Yeah. That was it? Yeah, blanks. Whipped it. That's what happened. That's dice for you.
My dice suck. Like,
all our dice suck.
us, Josh, my dice are special.
They are actually really bad. He wanted to buy some more. I'm like, I was supposed to get a new core set.
Like, I legit was going to do a trip to Melbourne last weekend.
Better dice. Have you done the salt water test on your dice yet?
Yep, and then
Was it bad?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It was actually bad. And then I gripped it out. And that was still bad.
Not that bad.
That was everything I think I'm really going to do. Take that tower off.
Or have I just less than 40? Less than 40.
Hey!
No, because I might play you.
It should, like, that job shouldn't be exclusively. Try again. No, outcast. Yeah, outcast. Lone Wolf.
Lone Wolf? Yeah, it's okay. Lone Wolf.
Tell you what, now we got Clone Wars coming.
Yep.
If they bring up the new boost Starfighter, young Anakin should be able to barrel roll, twin barrel roll. Yeah.
Oh, save that one.
Yep. So we talk show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try spinning. That's a good trick.
It is. I'm just going to refresh myself on all that news.
No. Okay. Don't shoot Fang.
How'd you go, Chris? Did you kill anything? Give that over.
Yes.
Hey!
One extra. 20.
Hey!
I guess that's better than that.
Totally my fault.
Nah, I don't overload my Simon. Sometimes it's on me. It's only got 2 as well.
All set for store champs on Saturday? My friends, welcome to this massive Talk Casual. Big news out of Gencon earlier this morning or evening for you American viewers.
Yes.
As always, to the left of me is the dancing monkey himself, Ian, and our 2.0 expert, the Wild Space Fringer himself, Josh.
We pulled him deep from deep space.
Deep space.
Is anyone an expert yet?
Space.
Or
Yeah.
is anyone an expert yet? Or
You're our expert.
Yeah, you're an expert.
We call him.
I'll take it whilst I can.
Yeah.
Until everybody else.
As always, it's the Grand Master of Salt himself, Marzol, will be hosting tonight. So Ian, what's on tonight's menu?
Tonight's menu, believe it or not, I don't think we have any salt this week, do we?
No,
We don't have any
I am
salt?
all funds up.
Wait,
We're actually
I can
99.
take that smile off your face a little bit.
Oh, you could? Oh, let's see what happens. But
So
I,
we'll
I
talk-
think we are at 99% salt-free zone or reduced salt episode.
I'd
this
say
time.
so myself. I am very happy.
Yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. Gencon's obviously released a lot of stuff for X Wing and
In-flight report.
I think there was something about Armada. I don't know.
it
They've
might
been
be.
ignoring. There might be. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll
see
save
if we get
we'll
to it.
save Armada for last now.
Yeah, we'll
but
save Armada for last. Because
Yeah.
it's going to be so small.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much to talk about with Armada.
Small,
Yeah, small.
So,
Yeah.
what did we get in X Wing 2.0?
X Wing 2.0. Well, I'm going to flick over to here. And starting off, alrighty, X Wing 2.0. We have been told we have conversion kits for the Resistance FO and for the
So
Resistance and the FO.
So this is wave 2 now with the conversion kits.
This
for
is
the
wave 2, is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's wave 2 now, and then now the Resistance and the First Order are now they're in separate factions.
So we've got so what do we get? We've got so FO. Nothing's changing about the FO. I don't think we've got anything new coming out for First Order, have we?
No, similar to the TIE Fighter. The original TIE Fighter, how it didn't change much for second edition. I'm pretty sure. Well, we haven't seen much yet, obviously, but
I don't think we've seen much of that.
yeah.
The big news though for the Resistance was that they get an A-wing.
Yes, the RZ2.
Yeah,
Yep.
we get a ship that can shoot backwards.
Yes,
A-wings to shoot backwards.
finally.
I've been wanting that for ages.
It makes sense. It's
Yes.
canon. It's canon.
It's
Yeah.
canon.
Although we didn't see it in the movie, but it's canon.
It's canon. Yeah, they said they could rotate. Well, they just look at it. You look at the model. They look like they could rotate.
It makes
you know?
sense,
It
yeah.
just makes sense. Oh yeah. Why wouldn't you push a button to shoot out your ass? It's just
Exactly.
yeah.
I do it all the time. If I could. I do. With that as well, the RZ2, it's a little bit longer than your normal A-wing, so the model itself should be a fair bit different.
Yeah. I think it's to
Bit
help
bigger.
differentiate between the two.
Well, that and the filming model was bigger anyway, so
Yeah,
and different paint job, obviously. Swivel, I'm pretty sure the guns actually swivel on it too.
Ah, nice.
On the model, yeah.
On the model,
Pretty
really?
sure they swivel. And so obviously it's got the 180 degree, normal 90 degree arc out the front, and then it's got a mobile arc sort of indicator to flip it to the rear. Which we assume will be an action or something, or maybe even like a speed linked thing, who knows.
Oh yeah.
That, actually, I'd love it if it was like some type of linked action or something. You know?
That'd be cool. Like if you go
Take a stress, get a
take an
target on the
evade and
rear
get
or-
it, maybe.
Evade.
That'd be kind of
Well,
cool.
actually, no, probably a barrel roll and no, actually, what would be like a barrel roll? Probably not a boost, but more like a crap. He's behind me, barrel roll, and then link into rotate to the rear, shoot behind me,
Yeah.
stress.
Yeah, I can see that.
I wouldn't mind that. That would be nice. That would be like a that. I don't know. That seems like pilot-ish to me.
That would
Yeah.
be good actually. Yeah.
Yeah, barrel roll it into a
Yeah.
and reverse the arc. That's what I want to see.
For most ships as well, I think pretty much all of these have got 4 pilots, so 2 generics, 2 named. For the A-wing, there's Tarly, which is the chick talking to
The chick,
Poe
yep.
in the movie.
Which sadly she doesn't get enough time.
Yep, she's in a coffin now, probably.
In that A-wing, gives that thumbs up,
And then
Obliterated.
kaboom.
All across the windscreen.
that's a shame.
Yeah, but hey,
Real waste there.
the question,
Real waste.
the real question is if she's going to be I5 or I6. A lot of people, there's an interesting thread on the forums that's been going for a while, trying to figure out if she's going to be an I5 sort of support ship or an I6 ace. With what we've seen in the conversion kit for Poe, I don't think she'll be 6. I think
I don't think
No.
she'll be 6. No, she'll be 5 at the most.
Yeah, exactly.
4 wouldn't surprise me, but I reckon at the most she'll be 5. Like 6s are meant to be rare,
Yeah, exactly.
so I really doubt we'll see a 6.
She didn't do much in the film anyway.
No, exactly.
She just screamed at it to release your bombs, and that's it. And then said,
Bombs
bombs away,
away."
bombs away. That's all she said.
Yeah.
So
That's all she needed to do.
that's it. Yeah.
She did her job.
Yeah, she was good. No, it's, yeah, she was.
leading-
Was she an Aussie?
Don't know.
Was she or something? I can't remember.
think so.
No.
I know. I think I stalked her on.
Robert
I
says
can't
she's a 4.
It sounds like something you'd do.
apparently.
Apparently she's a 4. Okay. Yeah,
What, just out of
Aiden
10,
just
or?
makes
'Cause I'm pretty sure you can't say that.
sure- Yeah.
Okay, no, it's good to know. 4's cool.
4's
Okay,
good,
that's
huh? Yeah,
middle
yeah.
round. Middle
Yeah.
ground, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and take a stress to rotate apparently is something that's come out. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
speaking on with the conversion kits as well, you know how with second edition, the designers have been talking about faction identity.
Yep.
And how the rebels will sort of sacrifice themselves to help each other. So selfless, the ability was sort of like a pseudo Biggs. The Imperials have ruthlessness because they're not afraid to throw numbers at it and get the job done, as Mars knows. And the Scum will do sneaky tricks and do a bit of everything to each other.
That's their three. There's 3 Nesses in the game. Each faction has its own Ness.
Yes. So the 2 for these guys, heroic for
Heroicness.
Well, sure. I'm pretty sure the cards are called heroic, but yeah, same deal.
Still heroic.
Don't know what that does. But the First Order have
means lose half your fleet, but
fanatical.
make sure you win the battle.
The First Order are fanatical.
Fanatical.
Now, somebody did see what this says, and it's when you don't have any shield tokens, you may change an eyeball to a hit. Charge them in. I mean, TIE FOs, you got to drop that first shield, obviously. You know, it's
TIE FOs only have 1 shield.
Depending on what sort of tech upgrades we get, if they're similar to first, probably not because they're trying to get away from tokens.
Chuck it on quick draw.
Free. Well, God knows if quick draw is even going to get 2 attacks anymore. So.
Yeah.
And speaking of the First Order as well, big news: Kylo's not 6 anymore.
No.
That's disappointing.
That ship's going to be very different. We already knew about the model and the changes to that. The fact that it has missiles in the show and the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, they got missiles now?
Don't know. Well, we can't see if it. No slots.
It'd be nice if it did.
No slots.
Again,
it would make
sense.
sense.
They fixed the TIE Striker. So now it's got bombs in it.
Exactly. So I think this is going to be closer to what we see in the movies.
Bombs,
yeah, it's got bombs now.
Oh.
Yeah.
And gunners.
I've got to start looking at this stuff.
Yeah. Gunners to do freaky bomb dropping stuff.
Freaky bomb dropping?
Yeah,
oh, man, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
But they're the same price as generic interceptors as well. So anyway, but that's old news now. Who cares about Wave 1?
It's news to me.
Wave 1, second edition.
So this is why we're getting the X Wing expert.
Wave 1 comes out tomorrow.
We've been
busy. Everyone's concerned.
We've been busy with some other game with Star Wars. With bigger ships.
Don't care about that.
Anyways.
So the interesting thing with that is now if Kylo isn't a 6. Our First Order going to, 1, have any 6s? 2, is it going to be quick draw? It's not going to be a Mega Leader. We've already seen that. Oh, no, sorry, no. A Mega Ace or somebody, whoever it was, they're only a 5 or a 4 or something as well. It's going to be very interesting. They did speak about, in the early days, of Resistance sort of focusing on the individual as well. So having like your Poe as you push the limit Ace. Yeah, Poe's got push the limit, by the way. Just old push the limit. Do an action, do another one, get stressed. Like that's first.
Is that going to be like any action, or is it again? It's a link. Like just like all actions are linked, or he's just ability to just do a second action, take a stress.
It depends a lot because we're still trying to figure out if an action is like the first action and then the linked action, or if it counts as 2 separate actions. Depending on the wording and that'll change a few things as well.
Because I still want to know if the Dan Sensor says do 1 action. What if I do a linked action?
Well, that's exactly.
That's what I want to know. I assume that Dan Sensors are going to do something in the rules where it says you can do just the 1 action, you can't do its follow-up with a linked action.
Yeah. Exactly.
But that's what I want to know. Like A-Wings with the vector thrusters, I think it is. After, okay, cool, advanced sensors, you can do a focus, but then you can do a barrel roll, I think, after it.
Yeah, it's only barrel rolls for A-Wings.
A-Wings do boost, and barrel rolls are interceptors.
No, other way around. Interceptors are barrel roll, yeah.
Interceptors get both.
Sorry, interceptors
have both. Yeah.
A-Wings are just barrel roll.
I thought A-Wings are just boost.
Pretty sure they're just barrel roll. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
1.0 they used to just have boost, not barrel roll.
I know. Yeah, that's why.
Maybe they changed it.
I remember. Yeah. You can look it up, but I can't remember. But that's gonna be fun anyway. But yeah, so the other thing between the Poe T-70. Flappy wings? Flappy scissor wings?
Yes, they actually.
So I need like another 4 of those.
Yeah,
naturally. You've already got 4, but you need 4 with moving wings.
We've got 2 other named pilots now as well.
Yeah.
I've forgotten the names of them. They obviously we didn't have canon names.
Because their names don't matter, because Poe's probably going to be the only good one. So Poe doesn't have his original ability with the focus and everything.
It's just push the limit.
See, to be honest, thinking about it, I'd rather have that ability than have push the limit.
But you know what else they have, and this is very strange, not something I would have expected, but they have, was it upgraded arsenal? Something like that. It's the same as the SICK, or Psych, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So where you can
we call it SICK here.
You can, SICK.
Fully SICK.
Fully SICK.
Fully SICK, mate.
You can equip a cannon, a missile, or a torpedo.
Wow, you can put the cannon on a T-70?
Yeah, now, unless it's meant to
represent... That doesn't feel
that's
right.
What I thought. That's what I read. Now...
I haven't said that the cannon. I think the cannons are crap in 2.0 anyway.
Yeah, well, that. But unless it's to represent that dorsal turret thing that came underneath. But that was never meant to be a big weapon.
That's more like an illicit. That's more like hot shot blast.
Yeah, exactly. that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. Whether I've read the wrong thing on it, maybe I'm not the expert. Kill me in the comments if I'm not.
Yeah. Wait, you're not the expert?
You're not the expert? What are you doing here then?
Yeah, I snuck in. I rolled all those evades and snuck around on your noses. So that's going to be interesting. But as well as your conversion kits, you've also got... Now guys, just hold on to this. Dial upgrades.
Dial upgrades.
FO
Yeah,
and
they're
resistance,
in the
yeah.
pictures right here. I've got them in the pictures loaded up.
That's kind of
Dial
cool.
Upgrades, so
It's kind of cool. A lot of people are wondering about that. What I want though.
yeah, I'm really going to buy those.
You could, well, it makes.
I'm
I
a
feel bad for all
completionist, but
those-
I'm not that much of a completionist.
All those people who painted the Rebel dial cover to look like Poe. You have to do it again, but
yeah, someone
slightly
didn't do that,
different.
did he?
I didn't do the dial.
Oh, you didn't do the dial?
I did do an X Wing
I'm
before
sure
they
you could
announced
still
it.
use
Oh,
it.
you did?
I'm sure you could. It's
Yeah.
the same
Oh, you
icon.
could
It's
anyway.
just
It's no
orange,
big deal.
That's it.
which you've already painted orange. Anyway,
And-
not the point.
And I also called it. I'll move to the next ship.
Yes.
I called the Scum TIE Fighter.
Yep. I'll bring that up.
I called it. I said, "Yep, this is going to happen.
Yep.
Everyone
We got the
gets a
Scum
tie."
Fighter.
You see, I'm not happy about it. It feels like a waste.
Yeah.
They could have, like, one of the things that we've been hanging out for is the Gauntlet fighter, like the big Fang fighter, like the large.
Yeah, the
base
one with the crew, basically another shuttle. But yeah,
Well, everyone gets ties now.
The trouble is though, does looking at in 1.0, did Scum really need another large base ship?
That exactly. So,
That I think that's what held it back. Who knows? Maybe we'll go on the medium base now.
but like, if you want one of these already, just chop some wings off your tie, spray paint them yellow.
Yeah,
I know,
can't,
and
I can't do that.
I think a few people did that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think quite a few people did that.
Apparently, these ties can go over asteroids and rocks.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
I
don't
did
care
hear
about
about
rocks.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
That is
Well, you
pretty
see, they've got those lovely little grooves in the wings, so that way they're
You can see the rocks.
They're skewing around the rock. Yeah,
that's the thing. You can see the rocks.
you can actually see the
It's,
rocks.
it's like the Stormtrooper syndrome that's stuck down the middle.
So in war, the mining guild ties is supposed to be, because they have the less power. The actual the solar panel is supposed to be less powerful than the actual TIE fighter.
It's like
So it probably
it's like
doesn't move as
selling
Yeah,
a semi-auto as opposed to an automatic to civilians, isn't it? Like, well, I'm not going to get into that, but it's almost like
Government control again.
Yeah, stirred something.
There we go.
So yeah, I don't know. I just think they could have done something else. There's so much other cool stuff happening and coming, and yeah, I don't know. I could have done
Other
without
cool
it.
stuff.
Well, they needed new stuff for the old players to get into something. So
True.
granted, yeah, they could have gone for the big concrete.
Yeah, but is a yellow tie really going to get old players in?
Well, you wait till we. Okay, so let's propose this. Let's have a three-player free-for-all. Imperial player brings a TIE swarm. Rebel player brings all the named TIE Rebel pilots, and then Scum brings a swarm of Mining Guild ties. It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be fun. I like
I
it.
mean, TIE swarms are a thing now. So
Yeah,
there will be
that's
again.
right. Absolutely.
Inferno Squad. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, definitely. He didn't even know what an Inferno Squad was.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, I
selling
didn't know what
Chris Bett on
Inferno
the
Squad
drive,
was.
but yeah,
Sorry,
it's,
I don't read books.
And then
I don't read the books.
another massive news for X Wing as well too. It wasn't shown a lot.
Oh yeah, the other bit.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of important.
Two more new factions.
I've only got a picture of one. I've got a picture of the other one, but apparently we're getting this ship now.
Yep.
We're getting
Clone
which-
Wars are
I don't
coming.
remember which movie that one's from.
That was from that one that no one admits
The
exists.
Phantom Menace. He's
You know that thing that
Darth Maul.
Pod
Darth Maul
Racing
ship.
Simulator 2016.
you know, one of the only movies where you see someone actually kill Liam Neeson.
I like to forget that bit. That was the worst bit. Well,
Yeah.
the best bit. Yes. So yeah, we're getting Clone Wars, guys.
Yeah.
Freak
We're getting
out.
Clone Wars,
Commence
so-
freaking out.
So Jedi Starfighters, Naboo.
Ever since we
Sith
got
Infiltrators.
Calculate and Force basically gave it away. Like, let's be honest, that basically straight up gave it away.
I don't know if Force did, but I think when they were talking about Calculate and they were talking about droids, and I think that gave it away. I don't know about Force.
Well,
but
I'm not sure if you guys saw this, but there's
Probably
been a
not.
missing SKU for first edition for a long time. There was a thread in the forums the other day that basically identified the title of this never seen SKU.
Yep.
It's called Masters of the Force. Alright?
Masters of Force.
Something Force, something, I forget the
Okay.
exact words.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
terrible at my job, guys, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's not the point. But the theory is, one, this either could have been a Clone Wars set, this could have been introducing the Force mechanic to first edition, so like new Vader, new Luke, new etc.
I don't think it was introducing Clone Wars, but it probably would have introduced Force.
Something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously they scrapped it, second edition happened,
Yeah.
and here we are. But obviously that's something they've been thinking about for a very long time. Now,
Yeah.
Clone Wars isn't coming to the game till next year. You'll assume there's going to be a new core set. Like, that would make sense. There'd be more than just these two ships to
Clone
begin
Wars?
with.
Yeah.
No, I
No,
don't
I think they'll release. I don't think they need.
They'll
new
do a
core set.
most wanted pack type scenario.
You think?
Yeah, because remember we've already got the
Oh
Ark.
wait, no,
that's it,
no.
though.
We've already got the Ark, so they'll have a conversion
guys,
kit.
this is FFG. There'll be a core set.
Yeah. Okay.
There will be a core set.
Of course.
I'll bet right now there'll be the same damage deck, though. I think they've got that right this time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably the same damage deck.
And the good thing is, for everyone who isn't a fan of Clone Wars, you don't have to buy it anymore. You're going to get all the cards eventually anyway. Like, it's like that. For instance, I'm not really planning on getting the Mining Guild time. We're probably going to get less Scum now because they don't interest me as much. So
Get out.
you don't have to.
You've offended
Furious
him.
faction.
That's it.
Get out.
So you don't know
Rebels.
you don't know X Wing and you offended Ian. That's 2 strikes now.
Yeah, people, we're not going to get him back. Yeah, we're not going to get him back.
Tough crowd.
So yeah.
So I mean, the thing with that is as well. Like, so if you, let's say you do get another Corsair, we've got these 2 ships coming. You've got Naboo starfighters, you've got Arcs again, you've got armored Y-wings, you've got all the separatist droid fighters, you've got Grievous, you've got Dooku's glidey thingy if you really want to get obscure. They also kind of hinted at it for Armada as well.
Yes.
Clone Wars, they hinted. They didn't announce anything.
They're working on it apparently.
It's coming to Legion too.
Yeah, Legion and X Wing are confirmed. Someone did, I think it was Krabak asked the question about Armada, and they're working on it apparently. So,
okay.
Well, that makes me happy. That means that Armada won't be a dead game after the SSD.
The Venators would be sweet.
Oh wait, that was a spoiler there.
Oh, what was that?
Wait, sorry,
Someone talk Armada? Someone said Armada?
Move on. Still next week.
Yes. So the other fighter, which we don't have the picture for, that's the one that Obi-Wan flew in episode 2 specifically. So it's not
basically
the one.
looks like an A-wing.
The Jedi
Yeah, basically.
starfighter.
Yeah.
It's a pointier
it's not
A-wing.
the ETA.
No,
that's
not
the
the
one.
ETA,
So
yeah.
it's not the ETA.
Yes.
Yeah. So those are obviously the ones that Obi-Wan and Anakin fly in third edition.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yes, thank you. The
The only thing which I feel about though, with the clone, not clones,
droids,
the separatists, the droids, they don't really have a lot of ships, do they?
In the show, they do have a few.
Yeah.
There's like a heavy bomber thing. There's
Yeah.
a regular fighter, and that could have all sorts of
Because they had the fighter,
configurations.
they had that like other thing which was chasing down with red things. I think I saw
General
about
Grievous's-
4 or something.
General Grievous's little.
Oh, okay. I call that a stretch. His ship's a stretch to try and add
No,
something in.
it's
that'll come
it's
into the
actually in
game.
the Battlefront games. It's actually
I know
The
his
claw
ship will
fighter
come
sort
in,
of
but-
thing. That
Yeah.
kind of looks like it's got like the 3 wings.
Yeah, there's
ball.
that thing.
And you know, so Nim, right? So Nim is from a game called Battle for Naboo, which is an old, sort of like, it was a precursor to Jedi Starfighter. There was a whole crapload of different droid ships in that they could just rip out. Like, they've already done Nim, like, which surprised me honestly when they first did it.
Yeah.
So you know, they're not afraid to dip into that bucket if it's still canon, even if they're still allowed to anymore, I guess.
And of course, the Clone Wars is coming out, so they'll bring out new stuff in there too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, there's only 12 episodes.
Yeah, but they'll.
Yeah, how many new
they'll
ships
find a
are going
way.
to stick in 12
They'll
episodes?
find a way.
Yeah,
Oh, wait. Disney wants to sell toys, don't
Yes,
they?
that's it.
These are toys.
They'll find a way to sell you more
Um,
toys.
Real quickly though, on top of that, I was thinking about Anakin. How do you do Anakin? In assuming that all of these factions can fight each other in tournaments, etc., etc., how do you change Anakin Skywalker from Darth Vader? Obviously, they're both going to have probably the same amount of force points. The Jedi Starfighter, or whichever ship he ends up in, is going to be very arc dodgy, you would assume.
Yeah.
I'd imagine that's how the Jedi are going to work in this. They're all going to be real big arc dodgers with little health, but awesome abilities. So, I was actually having to think about this. And I'm not sure, this will probably break the game a bit, but I'm just curious to get your guys' thoughts on this as well.
Yep.
If Anakin Skywalker in the ETA?
Yep.
What if he was a native I-7? The only one in the game, the entire game, if he was native I-7.
No.
I don't think so. If Darth Vader's not native, like,
Well, you assume he's lost a bit of his
it's PS7
No.
now. Let's just get that sorted.
No.
initiative.
Have you not seen Rebels?
Yeah.
He goes backwards and starts shooting everything
Yeah.
and kills a whole squadron of A-wings.
He didn't do that in Clone Wars.
He didn't lose any of his powers. God,
Yeah,
no.
he didn't lose any of his flying.
Well, not so much
ability.
powers, but like...
None of his flying ability. No.
Well,
The
actually, I
guy's-
think in other FFG games where they've had Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader in the same game, Anakin has never been as strong as Darth Vader in the latest.
Well, that's a very good point. But he was always regarded as the best pilot.
It was
Like,
always
the
yeah,
best pilot.
well-
So that's the only reason I'm going for it. Like
Oh,
maybe
yeah, I see what you're
maybe
saying.
don't even give him an ability. Just give him a crapload of force points and that, and then
Yeah. Look how,
cost it
look how cool
effectively.
Vader is.
Well, yeah, exactly. So that's what I mean. Just to keep it very different.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
also, and this is my personal favourite, Naboo Starfighter. Make him about a 3 or a 4, right? Because you got a little orphan Annie in there.
Little Annie.
Little orphan Annie.
Little Annie.
Barrel roll and the linked barrel roll. He's the only one that can do it. Heard it here first.
Yeah, alright, little Annie. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Try
coming.
spinning.
That's
a lot.
a good trick.
Make yourself halfway across the table.
The scariest thing of all, because FFG has shown that they do this, that they will do this with other games, that when we start doing this whole prequel thing, we are going to have Jar Jar in something.
Oh.
That scares me. Like, you're going to rock up to a tournament, someone's going to have a Jar Jar Binks crew character.
Well, think about it. Hondo's in there. Hondo's in Armada.
Yeah, but Hondo's good.
Hondo's cool.
Hondo's
I
cool.
like Hondo.
You know,
Yeah.
it's Jar Jar.
Jar Jar's in Destiny.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. They put Jar Jar in Destiny.
What was the crew in first edition that let you like space one of your crew members to get health back?
Moff Jar Jar.
Yeah, so let's make a Republic version of that, and let's make Jar Jar a courier droid or something. Just saying.
So we're
Give us the option, FFG. Come on.
Robert's given
no,
a no on 7 as well.
I think.
too.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I appreciate it's probably going to break a
Jar
lot of
Jar will
things,
not be in Armada,
No,
Rob.
you take that back,
You
Rob.
take that
You
back.
take that back.
Oh, we're still going to block you, Rob.
Yeah.
Speaking of 7 though, like if it was 7, you've already got Han that can shoot at 7, and you've already got supernatural reflexes that'll let Force users shoot at 7. That's why I think it's not too much of a stretch if you let him move at it as well. If he's got it in one of those starfighters, right? He's going to have
Okay, you know what? I
yeah.
could see it being move at 7, but shoot at 6.
That could be interesting as well.
I could actually see that would actually be a bit more interesting if you had something that can move. No matter what, he moves last. So best pilot, always moving last. But
you know what?
He shoots about the same time or less.
Make it the baked-in abilities of that ship that you move one initiative higher than your actual thing, but you shoot at the same.
No,
it's an easier way to ride it, and then
I'd rather that just be his ability. I'd rather that just be his ability.
No, that's fine. It's just a thought. Just given that, Han can do that. Supernatural reflexes can let you do that. There's already kind of a precedent. 7's obviously always going to be high. It's like 12 for second edition. So
there's no way of getting 8 yet, is there?
No.
Nothing gets 8 yet.
No, just 7.
Yeah.
But even Raw can only give 7.
Yeah.
So
Raw can only give 7. Yeah.
So it's just the precedent's there, but I appreciate it being the only. There's no way to counter it except for blocking, and
Yeah.
So but if you had like no health and was costed effectively, appropriately, I don't know. I appreciate it's a stretch, but you wouldn't want him to have the same ability as Vader. That'd be boring.
No.
They'll do
It has to
something
be
It's
different.
done.
Has to
So
be different.
It will be something different.
anyway, enough about that.
So I think that's all the X-Wing stuff we have for tonight.
Actually, one last point.
go ahead.
Kind of disappointed they didn't bring out any Epic news yet.
Yeah.
Like anything would have been nice. Like, because I think they can do a lot with Epic.
I love
Epic.
Epic.
Do a lot
I
now.
really do.
Yeah.
But when we well, that's why I play Armada. That's what the Marvel.
Yeah. Well, true.
Yeah.
But no, I think Epic's probably once they get this sorted out. I don't know. Maybe next year we'll hear something for Epic.
They need support for Epic. That's the only way Epic will get off the ground.
And the big ships need to matter more. I think.
Well, I've always found a way to make big ships matter more. I never had a problem making big ships work, but
No, it's
No, not so much work.
big
Like, they
ships
can
are fine.
work. Like the Harpoon missile boat Raider was a thing, and Zucker's crew before they nerfed it.
Yeah, Zucker's crew, that was awesome.
Oh, the sea right.
oh, that was great.
That was awful.
That was beautiful.
Like I was thinking, even if they put out like a Nebulon B, like if they wanted to go big, a Nebulon B that's dual faction, because the Rebels had those, the Empire had those.
so did they
Make
the
it work.
Corvettes too. So
And one theory I read, I thought this was really cool. Rather than having the cards and doing it that way, you have more of like a dashboard for the ship.
Neb for the Rebels, Architons for the Imperials.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
But one of the theories I've seen running around is you have more of like a dashboard for your ship. So without it bogging down and becoming too much of like a resource management mini game, it's more of a case of you can direct things where they need to be. The ships are more. I don't want to say complicated, but just more detailed in terms of putting all that power into the engines, putting all that power into the front shields, putting all that power into the weapons. Multiple different moving arcs on the base. I think they can do a lot now. They might have brand new bases for them, and that could change things a lot as well.
Yeah.
And I think they need to do some combination of that, and maybe even more of an emphasis on generic fighters in it as well, and that sort of thing. So we can replicate our Rogue One battle. So we can have our Y-wings ion torpedoing a big ship and having it matter.
Yes, I want that to happen.
Yes, and then so you have to stop those Y-wings getting in there.
Yeah.
Maybe even introduce objectives if you really want, like.
Yeah.
Even so, like half kill the big ship, run away could be a thing with at least 50 of your
true.
forces. I've been playing a lot of the old X Wing PC games again lately, and a lot of the missions are do this, run away with X amount of units and that sort of stuff. So just ideas like FOG, if you're listening, which I doubt, but you might be.
Oh, they will.
We're awesome.
They will be.
Okay, good.
They will
I'm
be.
sure
Why
they
wouldn't
tune, they tune in.
They've
every
listened
Thursday.
too much of my salt. They released the
look,
SSD.
Oh, they do. They listen to your
Get in
song,
contact with me. I have a 50-page design doc. We can talk.
This guy.
Yeah.
So listen to this guy.
I want to help.
Hey, he's got a 3D printer and you can help with manufacturing.
Not over here.
Disney here. Anyway, on to the big news.
Yes.
Is it big news? Do you think
Yes.
this...
Absolutely.
I mean, for
massive
some.
Does that look like big news to anybody?
Size doesn't matter though, Ian.
Size doesn't matter?
As Krennic said, oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's,
And finally, we actually, after probably 6 or 7
think
months, we got news about something in Armada.
I think it's longer than that. Like, it was well before... I think it was somewhere in the first or second quarter. Was the last time we heard
Last
anything about
preview was in
Armada.
January for the Profundity.
Was it? That was it.
That was it.
That came out when?
Yeah, January last year.
Yeah, it came out around that time.
Oh,
So,
I'm so sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been
It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a while since
It's been
drinks.
a while.
Been a while between drinks, I see.
Yeah,
I understand.
so-
But they've rewarded us with something big and frosty. So,
Oh, man.
you know,
So
this
finally-
is
You are talking about the ship
interesting.
still, yes?
Yes.
I believe so, yes.
So we finally get the SSD for Armada. My initial thoughts was, when they said something big, I knew it was going to be.
It's big.
I knew it was going to be the SSD, but I just didn't think it was going to be actually the SSD because
Yep.
it was just a bit too big for Armada, and
Well, look at
The scale's still
look at the
a little-
size scale.
yeah, the scale's a bit
They
off.
had to scale it a bit
Yeah.
though, because like if you compare the bridges on them both to
Yeah.
like the victory class, like
Yeah.
it's still not quite
Well,
there. But
the ISD's been scaled down as well too when it came out, because when you get the Corvette, it doesn't fit in the bottom hanger.
Yeah, that was the first thing Mars did. Was he
Yeah.
picked up the Corvette and held it under the
ISD.
ISD and to
They said
see if it would fit. And
No, it doesn't fit. Even
so-
if you get a Rebellion Corvette, the actual board game, and try to put it under, that still doesn't fit.
Oh.
So,
Hey, you did it with the Rebellion one too.
yeah.
Wow.
I
Oh,
even
yeah.
got the smaller Corvettes,
It's
would
all,
not
it's all
fit
about
there.
scale, but
So,
you know,
yeah,
it's
that-
just a representation game. This
So
is not,
look,
not real thing.
for what they've done, and being the biggest, FFG claiming the biggest mini that they've
biggest
done.
miniature.
Yeah.
miniature.
Which is a bit of an oxymoron.
Yeah, it is.
It's 40. It's like 40 centimeters long as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about that,
So, yeah.
about that big or
So yeah, it's
about that big or something.
it's really nice, and
There's a
it-
picture of a
it-
guy on stage holding
yeah,
one.
it's
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
honest,
So one picture I haven't got here.
So
to load up.
it does look nice, and it does symmetrically, look okay into scale.
Oh, it'll fit on the board. Like, I mean, how far is it going to deploy out though? Like, it's going to be
Well,
like.
if you have
It's
a look,
two
I think
large
it's-
bases
I think
apparently.
it's about two large bases, maybe.
Yeah.
It might be a bit more.
A bit more actually.
Did they
yeah.
say-
'Cause that's a large
more?
base there, and then that would
You
be
can
a
see where
large.
the pegs end with the large one. There's obviously another one at the back there.
Yeah.
So.
You don't have an epic format for
No.
No.
so-
Well, this is interesting because they've hinted. It comes with 6 cards,
Yes.
6 cards.
Yep.
2 of them can be played in 400-point games.
Yep.
So what do the other 4 get to be used for?
It's a damn good question.
So
They're
yeah,
either going to be either like mission related, like Krillin Corvette,
Yeah.
Krillin campaign,
yeah.
or it's going to be something like
yeah, because one version is
like an epic version.
comes with 22 hull, and that can be used in a 400-point game.
33 cards in a deck, yeah.
And then
Yeah, okay.
no, 52.
52.
Oh, okay. So
52.
it's bigger than. Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
it's bigger.
and then in the larger version, there's 33 hull. So
Yeah, okay.
Ouch.
there's-
Yeah, I mean, I could see it for Corellian. I'm doing it. Corellian conflict.
yeah.
Yep.
That much health, if it was like to persist between battles,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
but
could
you got to
be-
do you got to really fix, repair everything and that.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
it
there'll
has-
probably be something new with this because Krillin conflict did need some fixing.
Yeah.
'cause,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
it's okay, but it needs fixing.
So let's go through for the
Actually,
actual.
the first thing I just want to point
Yeah.
out, looking at this photo here, I think this is going to be interesting because we're looking at the picture. You don't know until you get it in your hand, you put it on your table.
Yeah.
But you see how far out that point comes from the actual ship base there.
Yeah.
Now, black dice roll in a very short sort of range.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that point goes out further than what black dice do. If that's got black dice in the front, that means that ship can overlap a ship but still can't roll black dice at it.
Yeah.
That was too
Imagine a
close.
little Corvette just sitting under that tip there, but it's still out of black dice range.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very interesting.
I know, I sit there, I think of this stuff. But yeah, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, yeah, that would be...
That'd be interesting. We're
That
not
would
quite,
be interesting,
we're not quite
wouldn't
sure
it?
of the
Luke.
dice yet, but
Luke, I think you're going to need a Christmas tree's worth of fibre optics if you want to do that thing.
yeah, yeah.
More
Yeah,
power
it's
to
gonna
you.
be a
I
lot.
want to see it when you do it, but Jesus.
Oh yeah, do it, mate. We want to see it.
Yeah.
That would
Absolutely.
be awesome.
Just replace. Just don't even get a Christmas tree that year.
So-
Just stick that down. Put the presents under the Star Destroyer.
So your standard Armada ship has 4 arcs. This
Yes.
will have 6 arcs. And instead of your normal Armada ship can fire twice, this fires 3 times.
Okay.
So you have to
Although,
fire.
actually looking at the arcs, I'm not actually that scared by that because if you have a look, you got that little triangle on the front, you got
Yeah.
that side arc. The chances of getting 3 arcs on one ship is going to be really,
Really
hard.
hard, yeah.
I don't think it can be done,
No.
depending on the angle, but it just means that it's probably going to shoot 2 into one ship, then hey, there's a ship on the other side, let's shoot that too. That's probably more like what it's going to be, I think.
Robert, I'm not reading your post because that is wrong and stop that. Stop that.
I mean, if they're
No, we still got to get Clone Wars into
yeah.
Armada first, Rob.
That's it.
And yeah, second edition. Everything gets a second edition
That's
now.
it.
Everything
So-
gets a second edition. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, the first thing they do is ban the Superstar Destroyer.
You'd be waiting like another 4 years.
5
for-
X-Wings,
you're
4
waiting-
X-Wings.
You'd be waiting for 4 years to get a conversion kit for it for Armada 2.0.
And then 3.0's out, mate.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So let's
Yeah.
go through the actual cards.
Yeah, let's have a look at the cards. We've got a picture of
So
some
we
cards,
went-
so we can barely see them.
So they went through a couple of things through it, and yeah, that was the main thing was the attacks and the hull, and it can be used in a 400-point game. So what we can see in the cards. That the community has pointed out, and I've seen as well, is that there's 2 commanders. There's Admiral Piet and the Emperor as well. You've got your officers as well, as you've got Emperor, the Emperor as well, and then you've got Krennic as well. Someone pointed out as well Gallius Rax. That's if anyone knows, that's a character from the Lost Stars books. Definitely there's other officers there as well, but you barely can't see there.
Yeah, we really can't see in a lot of
No.
this. It's like the picture I've got up isn't really that good. You know, it's just stuff people are taking photos,
Yeah.
screenshots of the screen. and
Correct.
We're all stretching really
So,
hard there, but
yeah, so-
one thing I noticed is this the first expansion that Imperials get XI7s in?
I think so, yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
So the Imperials finally get an XI7 expansion?
Yeah, but that's what kits are all about. So yeah, basically the cards that everyone knows is flight control and veteran gunners, boarding engineers, rapid lunch bays, and all 4 fleet commands, XI7s and high capacity ions as well is in there as well. So
I wonder how many dials has this thing got?
apparently someone's saying possibly 4 dials.
4 dials?
Yeah,
Yeah.
possibly 4.
That's the thing I'd like to know. Like 4 command dials, like you get set commands twice, and that's it.
That's it.
I suppose you got skilled first officer, and you got other ways of getting discarding dials, I guess. But
Realistically, though, how often is this thing going to die in a normal game? Like with that much health and that much shields and everything. That's not really the goal on Armada.
It comes down to its cost.
Yeah.
And it comes down to what you can have with it.
Yeah.
And if you've got something that can fire like lots of attacks, like I reckon a fleet of TRC Corvettes could probably bring
absolutely.
this thing down because what do you got? You got 2 braces, 2 redirects, 2 contains. It looks like. Maybe
So 2 braces, 2 redirects, and 2 contains.
Okay.
So that's
it's not gonna suffer.
It's going to be a lot of points, and
it's got a lot of places to redirect to, but at the same time, look, everything's still limited, and then it gets activated.
It looks like it's got 6 shields at the front and then 3 on the side.
3 on the side,
Yeah.
so you can get through 3
It can.
shields. And
It's going to be slow, and if you can get most of your forces in one quadrant,
Yeah.
okay.
And with this too, you're really going to bring things like Intel officer on this thing because you could really get rid of some tokens on this thing.
Yeah.
That you could. There are ways you could make this thing in Darth Vader. He's got so many tokens.
Yeah.
That and Vader. but-
So yeah, and then it's got 4 titles by the looks of it as well.
Yep.
So of course the Executor looks like it's one of them.
Yep.
And of course there's multiple SSDs in canon and expanded universe that could be used. Again, we're not quite sure. There's a couple of unread cards that we're not quite sure what it is. There's 9 attack dice at the front by the looks of it.
That's a lot of dice.
That's a lot of dice at the front.
Actually, not really, because ISD's only 8 dice.
Yeah.
So 9 dice. I suppose
that's-
we've got to chuck on spinal, so you got native 10.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, I guess. Yeah, that is really good.
It's saying a black-blue squadron, anti-squadron, so it's not...
I'm honestly surprised this doesn't have like 3 dice anti-squadron or
Yeah.
something. You know, I thought it might have had a bit more, or I don't know. But then again, do you really want to? You put too much anti-squadron on it? Yeah, like sure. In real life, this ship could probably handle it. But
Just going back to your titles for a second, just pulling out some EU nerd
Yeah,
shit.
there's-
Oh, here we go,
San
EU nerd.
Isard,
Yes.
in the X Wing
Yep.
level, she had the SSD hidden on Coruscant.
Yes.
Or
Yeah,
was
yeah.
it the Lushenka?
The Senka, yes.
The Senka,
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
can
that
imagine
one.
that would have to be one, even though Disney doesn't like canon anymore.
Well,
Possible.
ISARD
Can't read
is in Armada and in
Well,
X-Wing as well,
yeah,
too.
true. That's why I was leaning towards that.
So
but
it-
just given the second edition releases so far, a lot of old EU's been thrown out for
True.
new stuff. So I'm just curious.
There could,
Yeah, yeah.
It could be, as I said, Dalius Rex's SSD. I'm not quite sure what the name of that one is. Anything from the Battle of Jakku.
Oh, yeah.
The SSD that fell on that
There's
one.
about 6 of those left
Yeah,
over by then or
so-
something, wasn't
Oh, there you go. If they could crash one on Jakku, it means we can crash one on the table.
So, yeah, there is lots of stuff I'm absolutely happy for.
Just overload Pulse Avenger it.
Yes.
Problem solved.
Yes,
Yes.
Luke found out that the hard way on Saturday.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, for the price tag that you're looking about $300 or so Australian.
2 core sets.
But
Is it? Yeah.
wouldn't you know it though? A certain shop owner has already worked this out for us. If you save, what was it, $1.50 a day between now and the release date, you will have enough money for it. There's enough time, $1.50 a day.
That's it.
Yeah, a certain shop owner over there worked it out for all his customers.
But I think
A former maths teacher.
it's worth it.
Yeah, former maths teacher. So.
It's worth it. This thing sitting on a shelf will look absolutely
true.
beautiful.
Especially with the rest of the
The
fleet.
cards as well. There's some really useful cards in there. And you can use it for, it doesn't need to be in an epic game. It can be used in a 400-point game.
Did they announce a Rebel equivalent to that? Like, I mean, there wasn't any in
No.
there. What takes that thing down? Like, what's the
Actually, no.
equivalent?
There is. I got a card sent over. Yeah, Rebels are actually getting expansion, and it is going to be able to beat it. Let me bring it up. This one got sent to me.
There you go.
There we go. Arvel. Arvel. That's all the Rebels need to bring it down.
Go. Get out of
That's it. Arvel. So, Arvel's pilot ability. During the squadron phase, if you are not engaged and range 1 of a Super Star Destroyer, you may sacrifice yourself to remove 1 Star Destroyer from play. 26 points.
That seems fair.
So that seems about fair.
Oh no!
Yep. So Rebel, you get this
I'm
big
gonna send all-
$200. You get this big $300 SSD. Rebels are getting like a $20 squadron expansion pack, and yeah.
No, I'm going to send all my fighters towards him. I'm going to kill it, destroy it, get out of
You
it.
do that. I'm going to bring Arvel and nothing but Hawks and make everything heavy, and then just move him over.
I quite like that, Ian. I set him up, you crash A-Wings into him.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
We pay the big bucks and then you just send an A-Wing just to destroy him. But I believe what will happen is, I take precedence from last year's Gencon report, when Armada nothing was really spoilt for Armada, and then Wave 7 dropped the week after. So I think what's going to happen is they left Gencon in-flight report for the biggest thing, the piece of resistance, the SSD, and I think, mark my words, there'll be another like a Wave 8 or and they'll drop Rebel stuff there. So I believe that's what's going to happen. So. Don't be afraid for Armada players if you're a bit salted that there's only one Imperial expansion. I think it's just one of these single release like epic ships. Wave 8 will come very shortly. They just wanted to save the SSD for the in-flight report and saying, look at this is our creme de la creme. We'll save our other news that we have for a week after, so everyone's gonna hype down from there. They could have released the Wave 8 stuff earlier, but they said no. We'll keep on target with the SSD like Wave 2.0, and mark my words.
That's the sort of tactics they use at like E3 and stuff, video games. Like it's
Here
big,
you go.
but it's not.
Rob sent the picture in. People spreading Twitch in the chat there.
Yeah.
There you go. That's somebody holding it.
Yeah.
So that's how big it is. I know. I think I'm twice his size, so I'd probably just half.
Need a banana for scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm twice his size, so it might not look as big in my hands. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's that one there.
Not really sure if it's on your radar or your agenda, but do you want to talk about the Legion stuff as well? I do a bit of it. I dabble. If you want.
Yeah, sure.
If people are interested.
There we go. That's the box that comes in.
art.
That picture on the box really does not do it justice.
So yeah,
That just looks horrible.
on Friday for America, and on Saturday we'll get the actual news article, and we'll hopefully get some cards spoiled then. But in the meantime, that's what we saw. Ian and I are very excited that we actually got some news.
Yeah, some actual news.
So take that, Robert. As an Imperial player, I'm absolutely excited. As an Armada player, I'm also excited because even if it was just Rebel jank, I'd be still excited because we actually got some news.
Yeah,
Just witness me. Witness me.
Just yeah,
yes.
and you know, and we're both excited. We got something, and don't fit for Rebel players. Something will come.
Yeah,
Hey, look, I'm a Rebel player, and you know what, I'm probably going to buy this
Yeah.
just because it looks good.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I'll have cards you can
realistically,
use in
it
it as
does.
well.
It just-
That's how
sorry?
it always works. It'll have cards in there you can use.
Yeah, well, I'm sure
That's
you
it.
could probably fit one of those on a 400-point list by itself, so I'll probably bring that and just flick on the table and
That's
say,
just-
here we
well,
go,
that's
let's
what I'm
go.
saying. Well, those-
I'll play Empire today. Here's my
as many TIE
SSD.
fighters as you
This
can get.
thing can fit in a 400-point list. That's what the presenter said. This can be used in a normal game of Armada.
That's nice of them to mention.
So there can be. Yeah.
Now, you know, I bet you probably can. You could probably build a 400-point list just on this
Oh,
ship.
for sure.
Yeah.
By the time you fill all its upgrade slots, you could probably do that.
Next question: how do you store it? How do you get it? Because you've got your storage. Did you guys think of that yet? Get its own box.
I'm sure
So
Bunnings and Tactics at Bunnings, they're way ahead of the curve when it comes to storage for Armada
I've
product.
been watching
Don't worry.
Gencon.
I'm sure they're watching Gencon and they're
I
designing new Tactics storage boxes.
Yeah.
Of course they have.
I have my own shipping container coming on its way. So remember, we laughed when we
Yeah,
said
yeah.
that we were going to have to bring one, but now it is.
Oh,
so,
yeah, I should bring out that
Bring the
toolbox
whole
picture.
fleet.
So
Yeah.
we'll touch a little bit on Legion as well.
Yeah,
just
Legion. We
briefly.
got a Legion player, so I may as well do some Legion. That'd be
I haven't
something new
played
for us.
as much as I was gonna leading up to it. I still haven't had much of a chance. Moving house, life, painting, all that sort of stuff. I'm debating if I can stay into both now that second edition's a thing.
Yeah.
I might need to go just Rebel, just or something like that. But yeah, so we got a little bit of some news out of that. So Chewbacca as a commander, I think it was a commander.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a commander. Okay.
The Wookiee Commandos.
Yeah, Wookiee Commandos as just a regular unit, specifically not a Special Forces unit, as far as I can tell. So that's interesting. You can use them as your frontline grunts.
Yep.
You've got Specialists
Yep.
upgrades, which are
Imperial
generic
Rebel.
commanders,
Yes. Yep.
which would be quite interesting. It's an interesting space. There's 4
Imperial
models in
Rebel.
those. Yes. There's like an Imperial officer, a Rebel officer, a medical droid for both, a astromech droid for both, and some sort of other specialist of some description.
They really are recycling everything out of
Imperial Assault?
Imperial Assault.
Well, funnily enough, the Rebel is actually from the core set for Imperial Assault.
Yeah.
Gideon Argus was his name.
Yeah,
in
the
that.
one you played.
Yeah, I like that guy. Yeah, he was
Yeah, he's
really
pretty cool.
played
He's
the
pretty
game.
cool.
Haven't played for ages, but-
So you got all those. You got Chewie. You got the that, and also Clone Wars coming. So droidekas, battle droid,
Droidicas.
lines and lines
There's
of
no
battle
match for
droids.
droidicas.
Yes.
Master Destroyers.
Never. Whoever can figure out how to model the shield around them or something, like, yeah,
That'd be nice.
that would be really cool, wouldn't it? So
Actually, if you know how to, if anybody knows how to blow glass,
there you go.
you could do it. It wouldn't be that hard. Just get a glass. Just
keep the bottom flat.
I haven't seen it for ages, but I used to have guys who used to sit in supermarkets and used to do like rose petals and stuff. Blowing glass. Do you remember those guys? When was the
They
last
can
time
get
you
some
saw
new
one of them?
work. Droideka shields.
Yeah,
Done.
Droideka shields. Yeah.
You make $1 million.
Yeah, oh man, that's been years since I've seen a guy do that. Like, they used to do the markets too. Like, they just get a piece of glass and they just sort of stretch and bob. But yeah, glass, that would do it. But
It's a very good idea.
very,
though
very fragile.
Very hard to transport. And then when you flip the table and
Okay,
you
so
lose,
can you-
it's a smash.
Can you 3D print clear plastics, or does it really come out? Does it?
Depends. I can't, but it's
You can't?
it's
Yeah,
doable. But yeah,
doable.
resin. Actually, resin. You could do if you had a
You can
resin
do clear
printer. You can do that. Yeah, I don't have one of those.
Well, you just get like a tennis ball and just hold it out and just get some type of clear silicone and just run around inside and dry and.
Imagine
There's options, guys. If you want
There's ways
shields, you can do it.
Yeah, that'll be.
Imagine the transports and they open up and the droids come out.
Oh,
That'd be
yeah.
a bit too much. But
Well,
that'd be
that
awesome.
raises a question as well. A lot of people wanted the LAAT gunship,
Yeah.
like the clone dropship gunship thing.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to know how that scales, like compared to say something like a airspeeder, like the other aerial unit we have at the moment.
Yeah.
Whether or not that would be possible. It'd be great terrain. Crash one of those in the middle of your table would be beautiful. Yeah, I could do that.
Crashing on a table, that makes it,
Speaking of vehicles like that, I've been hanging out for like an Imperial equivalent flying vehicle because like that's what we've got. There've been allusions in the rules to droids, to attract vehicles, to tanks and stuff like that. So the Rogue One tank, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You guys have seen Rebels, obviously. You know
Yeah.
those dropships the Imperials have. It's
Yeah.
got like the TIE
Yeah,
front end.
yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah,
spells.
yeah,
Kind of want one of them for Legion. I reckon it would fit perfectly.
I reckon
I
that'll
think it would
happen. That will
happen.
happen.
Yeah,
I'd
absolutely.
say so.
I'd say so too.
It'd be a
yeah.
fun model to make and to paint and customize and stuff. But yeah, I really need to get my head back in
It's
that
always
game.
been nice to see one of those in X Wing, but they're not really a space.
No, they're not.
No,
supposed to.
it wouldn't fit in that.
Yeah, but you know we do
You
play
win
on
those.
terrain. The ships all do fly on this. Yeah, so we just say, oh yeah, we're having air battle today, are we? We'll get like one of those tanks mats out.
I'm going to go on a tangent now, but I kind of wish that was a thing. You could declare if a battle in X-Wing was a ground battle or a space battle, because Ground battle, TIE Strikers, best ship in the game all of a sudden. TIE Fighters, useless. Yeah? And then...
Well, the
cool,
problem you have with that is there
Strikers
is no
is
way
legend.
to there is no way to edit your ship in such a way like you can't decrease its difficulties and that's the stuff.
It would be too hard.
You know, it'd be too hard to do that. Like it'd be interesting.
Custom rules. Yeah. Anyway.
It'd be interesting, but look, it's too much of a can of worms to really work out.
So that's the big Legion news at least. Like there's a whole bunch of other expansions. I'm still in the middle of catching up on, like the gun emplacements and things like that. That are going to be very interesting, but that's old news now. So, so fun stuff coming.
Yeah, no, it was really good FFG. I kind of predicted that the Wave 2 stuff for X Wing 2.0 was going to come out, and the SSD was some fantastic news. And
streams. Surprised we didn't see more about the app actually. There's even a
Probably 'cause the
preview
app
or
doesn't
something.
work.
Yeah, knowing software development. It won't work till the night of, which is going to be fun.
Exactly.
or later.
Yeah,
push it back.
but on top of that as well, if the app was a bit more ready, I was kind of also hoping for some sort of like Corellian conflict equivalent for X Wing. Maybe that'll come with Epic as well. Maybe that's the big tie-in. The app can do AI.
No,
they've got options.
I was going to say, what's that?
The kits and that.
No, what's that thing everyone plays? Heroes at True Cluster.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
There you go, you got that. Apparently everyone can access that's great. But
It is, it's awesome.
I haven't played it yet.
There's a really cool variant of it where you are Imperial and you have a Gazanti, and that comes on every mission with you, and you need to keep it alive as well as do your mission. That's fun. Yeah, that's really cool. It's like they call it Battlestar Polaris or something, like it's Battlestar sort of.
Oh, that'd be right.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, you got to keep something alive, so it makes you feel.
That's always your core objective, but you still got to go out and do your things. You start in the middle of the table, deploy out. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Should give that a go sometime, guys.
Yeah.
7 viewers, nice.
Oh, sure, it'll happen.
Now we get the 7 viewers. So, welcome everyone.
Everyone's waking up. That's
That's
why.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing for IA.
Yeah, but
the game is
they
dead as far as I'm concerned.
No, they got the
low
Thrawn
pack.
yeah, all
They
the
got another
Thrawn
expansion
stuff.
coming. Look,
They announced all that early.
I think everyone knew it was dead when Legion was announced.
Well, I've got both.
Yeah.
I don't play much Imperial. It's the sort of thing with Imperial side, I'm just sort of hanging on to it. Like, a lot of people sold it. I'm just hanging on. Like, one day, when I have kids, God forbid, it's something I can teach them to play. You know, it's a campaign thing. You can sit there. You know, that's what I'm hanging on to it for.
We've done it. It'll happen to you, and
yeah.
Life will suck.
Yeah.
You get time to play X Wing.
Teach them IA. Teach them X Wing.
Yeah, teach them X Wing.
It's probably better than
my girl's
AI.
ready to play. I have to wait though till they get the new expansion out because she loves playing Ray. So I don't really want to play any more 1.0 with her because I'd rather get her into 2.0. So I've got to wait now for the new Ray to come out. So
I wonder how many force charges Ray's going to have, and I wonder how good she's going to be. What her ability is.
Oh,
that's actually something I didn't think about before because that's obviously conversion kit's going to have that, and the bomber. The bomber's going to be totally different.
Yeah, that's going to be a can of worms, isn't it? I want the bomber to finally have a cruise slot now and can't take the beam. That'd be good. Rob, what do you want on the bomber? What do you want to see on the bomber, Rob? You're the
Resistance
bomber.
Resistance bomber. Yeah.
I don't mind that thing actually. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. Oh, have I flown against you the Rob's list with the two bombers, the K-wing, and a lot of bombs.
That sounds terrible.
It is.
It is terrible.
It is. It really is. It's beautiful. Yeah, I was playing it for a bit there, so I might actually take that to store chance if my Guri Harpoon list isn't working.
Fair enough.
So yeah.
His Guri Harpoon. His Harpoon's not working on Guri.
Oh, Jam.
Oh,
Jam's the problem.
Yeah.
Bloody Jam.
But no, IA's still got its place. It's still, I think, definitely more as a board game than as a competitive thing nowadays. Like, there's not much else going on. Just briefly as well, not Star Wars, but still FFG. Did you see that card game they announced?
Yeah.
Oh, the guy who made Magic?
Yeah, the guy from Magic, yeah.
Yeah, there's no booster packs and there's no deck building. You buy a deck, it's random. It's used as a big algorithm. Every deck is unique. The cards in them may not be, but the deck
Can you
itself,
then go and make your own deck with cards you have?
because the backs of them are all like the same in a set. It's all randomly generated. They use this big algorithm to figure it out. So technically, they're all meant to be playable. Whether or not that turns out to be the case, who knows? But
here is our game. You play our game. This is our game. This is our rules. You play our game.
Well, yeah,
no
but
room for freedom of
yes,
thought.
in the way you make the deck work. The game itself looks a bit like Hearthstone. If you've ever played that, it's like the PC Battle Blizzard card game. It's pretty simple. I've seen it described as Magic without the bullshit.
Okay.
And the core set comes with 2 random decks and some tokens and stuff, and that's all you need. So you go out, you buy another deck if you want. You like it, great. You don't, whatever. You don't have to go fishing for millions of cards.
Yeah, so instead you have to go fishing for random decks.
Or random 1 card. Yeah, you just got a whole deck, guys.
Yeah, a whole deck. You gotta find a whole deck.
It's funny because I wouldn't normally be interested in this sort of thing. I'm kind of more interested in the philosophy behind it. Apart from, obviously, they're trying to make money and more of it. But there's no dice, there's no other gimmick. That is the gimmick.
Yeah.
Kind of looks interesting. I don't know. I might, and that's the thing, you buy 1 deck, you don't like it, whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the reason why I stopped playing Destiny, because
same.
more expansions.
It just that just came out way too quickly, like just too much too quickly.
Yeah.
And that was the problem I had.
It
with that.
died off. I think. I don't think they released it much for a while.
It's still pretty steady. Still steady, and people in Melbourne play it still a fair bit. But I got out of it pretty early, which I'm glad I did. But yeah, this game after it's Key Forge. I don't know. It looks interesting at the very least, and it's made by a guy who did Magic, so there's got to be some brains behind it.
Got to be something in it. Yeah.
Cool.
So Rob wants a crew and a gunner on Resistance Bomber.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I can see that
because it did have it had crews and it had gunners. So
actually, okay, so the bomber in the movies, it's armed to the teeth, so to speak. Like it's got turrets everywhere, right?
Don't do much.
No, they don't. But what if? Again, I'm just on a bit of a hear me out because who knows the 2nd edition? Right?
Yeah, let's go.
Rather than giving it a bow tie turret, give it 2 actual arcs. 2 separate attacks, even if they're just 2 dice.
Yeah, but that's no different to the Outrider and to Shadowcaster and to YT 1300. They all had 2 twin turrets, so if they got those going opposite ways. Well, if anything, I think their turrets were less. I don't know. Did they have much shooting side to side? They were more like one was the back.
Yeah, there's the bottom, there was the top. So there was basically a B-17 bomber. There was ball turrets everywhere. So rather than having 2 that are like linked, like because you think the Millennium Falcon's turrets, like it makes sense for them to sort of be opposites, right? And that's why the bow tie comes in. I mean, obviously, nothing's stopping them from both pointing in the same direction. Gameplay-wise, doesn't really work. But thematically, I think with the Resistance Bomber, that works a bit better because you've got several independent turrets. They've got the means to do that sort of thing now, is all I'm saying, I guess. So if it's an option, they'll do it, I think. Even if they're just 2 dice, like just having those on there. And the thing in the movie, obviously, it didn't work for them. They should have just brought Y-Wings. Would have made more sense. But the...
Y-Wings are outdated, so, that's why they had to upgrade
60 years old by then, aren't they?
Yeah, they had to upgrade to slower moving, easier
less shielded.
ships.
Yeah, it's...
But then again, when you rewatch the movie, I think in the end, the only reason why they went down is because I think a TIE fighter crashed into one.
And they'd already armed the bombs as well, and then that set the chain reaction off because gravity and space, and they hit each other.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know, like the theory behind that sort of formation and those crossed guns and stuff, it was a World War II tactic. So, like they used to the crossfire formation in First Edition sort of was trying to do that, but just having overlapping arcs or some ability with that to make running multiples of them. Synergistic, I guess, would be cool.
But they are a bomber. If you really need them much to do in terms of gunnery stuff, you're really not doing bombing stuff.
True, but they need to be able to keep themselves alive. But again, maybe they'll just get
10 A-wings are for.
Maybe they'll just have 10 hull in this, and every card's a crit. You just got to army bombs 1 turn or as an action, and then it just
if a TIE goes through and this bomb's armed,
collisions. You can have a lot of fun with it. So
That would be something. In some ways, it's almost nice if you could put that in the game somewhere, like bump and die.
I had an idea for a mission a while ago. I still want to do it. The assault on Edu from Rogue One. So when they're flying through the rock caverns, so you have the platform at one diagonal end of the board. You have the hangar off to the side, and a whole bunch of rock formations. If you hit it, and you roll an eyeball, the idea is that your X Wing or whatever has gone over the rock formation, hit the radar, and they get a free target lock on you that every ship can use. If it's a hit, you take 2 crits. If you get a crit, you're just dead. And there's just a ton of rocks, and you got to make it to the end, attack the thing, and run away.
Yeah,
that'd be a lot of fun. I sketched that out. I've got because I could 3D print the rock spires, and I got ideas for the rules and stuff, and you can have strikers.
You've got many ideas.
I've got too many ideas and not enough action.
That's it. Yeah,
so need more action.
You got plenty of time to sit and think about this stuff.
Yeah, but no time to execute it.
I was thinking about that run, actually, the whole Edu run in the movie, and I was thinking, what was the purpose? Because if they were meant to go there to destroy the base, they didn't destroy the base.
No, really didn't. They didn't even take out the shuttle.
They didn't even. That's the thing that
really
annoys me.
There.
How the heck did they miss the shuttle on the platform?
They blew the middle of the platform.
It's like once that turret blew, it was like, okay, yeah, let's go.
Precise rebel bombing.
Yeah, exactly.
No, at the end, it actually blew up. Like
The whole base
Yeah,
did blow
yeah.
up.
whole boat blew up.
It did blow up.
Yes.
I don't remember that.
As
Yeah.
they're just as they're running. I watched it the other day,
Yeah.
just as they're running
Just
away.
they're running
Just
away.
there running. Oh, okay, so it did destroy it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
But I'd have that. I'd have the turbo laser in it as well, so it could see like the firing lines through the rock. So if you want to have a bit of an easier run, you got to take the turret on, and then if you miss the rock, the turret gets a target lock on you.
Yeah.
And you
all
got to
you-
make it at 50% of your
And all you
force.
need is turret on one thing, just going.
Yeah, a little miniature guy stand on the rocks there. So.
Yeah.
Boom, gets a tire.
Yeah, you
flies
get like
out.
this whole big massive turret, you know, sitting at the end there, and you have like Churro, and then, you know, he's just, if the TIE fighter gets within range one of him,
Yeah.
it just dies.
Does. And
So I
It
just
just
saw
dies.
Robert's comment from before on the Resistance Bomber. The bottom turret was the only 360 one. The others were 120. So whether or not you split the base on it up even more and have it so different quadrants again, it could be getting too complicated.
yeah,
It's not
if it was
consistent.
armed like the movie BOP for sure.
It's
You
weird
could
that the
have,
bottom turret's 360 though, given that it has the big, like the clip down the bottom. Apparently those, in canon, those are interchangeable. So they can just like take that whole clip of
cool.
bombs
Really?
and like put other modules and stuff in apparently.
So they can solve it for proton bombs and seismic charge
Yeah, all
down
that sort
to
of stuff.
continents.
Yeah. Well, or even like more guns or cargo, anything like that. So, but it's weird that then if the 360 turret's on the bottom, it's going to turn around and just see the bomb thing.
Well, yeah, it needs to be 360. You just probably got to cover a larger area. If you've got turrets at the top, it's probably covering.
Well, usually the top one would be 360. Like just that's what they did in World War II. I used to do a lot of World War II flight simulators, and one of my favourite things was put the AI on autopilot and just sit in one of the gunner spots and shoot down the ships coming for you. Biggest problem with that is not shooting your tail off, your own tail. So, like, I could
Hit us, son!
given how prone to explosions
They
those things
got
were
us.
in the movies, you hit that clip, boom, you're all dead. So, just, you know.
Free your clock, Dad! No!
But it's just, there's interesting design space that could be explored there, and especially given that Resistance and the First Order don't have much yet, why not give them something different and unique and interesting?
Because that would be silly.
Yes. Well, it was like when we got the Epsilon shuttle, it was like, well, it's just a Lambda but black with 4 attack dice.
And coordinate.
Yeah, so in second edition, it won't have 4 attack dice. I bet you about $1 million right now. It'll play more of it'll just be like a slightly more efficient shuttle. Because now it's not competing with the Lambda anymore. It's its own faction. It's its own thing.
Right.
So it'll probably do a lot of the same stuff
Yeah,
as
sure.
it, but it'll have tech upgrades, which could synergize with some crew. Don't know. There's a lot of options.
I wonder now that you don't have Emperor Palpatine, can now go into now you don't have Emperor Palpatine going into the First Order. Will we have a 2 crew Snoke?
Maybe. What's Kylo Crew going to do now? He won't do the damage deck shenanigans again. I can guarantee it. No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Oh, same with his pilot ability. He'll have like X amount of force charges as well. Could be 3, could be 2. Be curious if you know how much the forums will riot if Rey has 3 force and Kylo has 2, or if she's I6 and he's I5. Can you imagine how? Can you imagine? Because there's a lot of people who think there's a lot of rebel bias over there. Well, technically, it's not going to be resistance bias. Don't worry, guys. Different.
Yeah, resistance bias. It's different.
So I just keep talking.
You feel it.
You give me a soapbox.
That's it.
I'm going to make the most of
fill
it.
into time. So then we won't get you back for 6 months.
Now that we have First Order, we have Resistance, we have Scum, we have... Scum's a bit of a catch-all now as well. All areas, all everything. We have clones, we have Separatists. It's 7 factions. Do you think Rebel and Imperials are done? Finished? In terms of new ships? Or definitely not in terms of upgrades, but like what other ships are there? Because the new content that's coming out, we're going to get new Clone Wars stuff.
Aces packs.
Well, yeah, new pilot, yeah, for sure, but there's going to be no new ships for a while. I don't think there's going to be. You've got all of the new shows coming out. You've got Resistance, like the cartoon.
Yep.
You've got that TV series. You've got Episode 9. You've got the Clone Wars series now coming into it again. So they're going to be dipping in the vat for years now that they're allowed
I
to.
presume there'll be more anthology films where they can fill the void in that too.
True.
So they'll always be
but
stuff.
in those films are just going to have
and
the
then there's
same
comics
shit.
as
Well,
well.
thinking that again though, you got Solo. We can talk about Solo, yeah. Everyone's seen Solo now. Yeah.
You haven't seen
the
Solo.
only new
Get out.
and most of the ships in that, if any, are all Scum, except for the TIE Brute or whatever it is.
the TIE Heavy.
Which we'll get that eventually, but which I would have rathered over the Mining Guild TIE, which is just saying. You can have Calculate. It's got like an AI. Anyway,
that's another story.
So. With that, thinking of the other anthology films that are to come, you've got probably a Boba Fett, probably an Obi-Wan. Has there been any others on the pipelines?
Well, I don't think you're going to see much in terms of space combat.
Exactly, and you're not going to. If
So
you
you're
do
not
see
gonna get
ships,
spaceships.
they're not going to be under Rebels or Imperials for
No.
either of those movies.
No.
So they're going to get more scum stuff.
If they do, they're just going to do the safe thing and put in the iconic ships. They're not going to
Yeah.
really give you new ships.
Oh, they'll do
And-
the quad jumper thing. 5 seconds of it and go boom.
Yeah.
There's a ship right
No,
there.
exactly.
Yeah,
there's your scum. There you go. That'll
There's-
settle.
there's
That'll,
your scum.
that'll keep you happy for a year.
That's it.
So between all of that, I don't see them adding a new ship to Rebels or Imperials for a long
Well, they
time.
probably won't, because if they're re-releasing everything's going to be new wave now. It's going to re-release the same
New
ships,
pilots
just
of
with-
all of those, I reckon.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
the re-releases, actually, that's another thing. They didn't talk about definitively how they're doing the other waves with the card packs and stuff. How that's going to work.
Don't know.
I was kind of hoping to define that because they have said that there'll be card packs and
Well,
that's what the conversion kits come with. There's a little baggie that has
That's
the
the
first
thing.
wave stuff in
Yeah.
it.
But that's the thing that kind of shits me, is that means we're going to have to keep on buying conversion packs for the new waves.
Yeah.
See, I was really hoping these conversion packs would have everything we need to have, and then we don't have to keep buying.
Well, that's
all
why we
the
don't know
ships,
because
but-
we don't know.
Right,
that-
it's a big
the-
reveal.
that's the theory is that
And when they do a new wave, like, because A-Wings currently aren't in the new wave, are they? In the first wave?
No.
So when they do a wave with A-Wings, and they do a wave with Hawks as well, you know.
So let's say let's
Are
say
we
they
gonna
do a
need more
wave.
Hawk stuff?
Let's say they do like a redux of wave 3 or something. You get A wings, you get TIE interceptors, you get B wings, and you get what was it? TIE bomber, right?
Yeah.
Let's say that's wave 3, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Right? They'd have a card pack for that. Everyone owns those ships already, so they'd bring out the ships as they are with themselves. They'll have a card pack, which is going to be like, you know, the tourney kits that come in a little like clasped sort of. There'll be something like that. It's going to be cards. The big question for me is that going to come with dials? Because there's not enough dials in most of the conversion kits. Are we better off waiting rather than trading conversion kits and buying more of them and stuff? Are we better off waiting for these waves if we get one extra dial for each of those ships and those? Or is it just going to be cards and bases?
I don't think they'll give you extra dials. I think all the dials will come in the conversion kits.
But there isn't enough.
I don't
That's
think
why,
they'll do.
yeah.
I don't think they'll do conversion kits with dials again. They'll just do card packs.
And there's sort of a precedent for that because in the unboxings for the conversion kits, the separated stuff that comes in just the expansions for that wave doesn't have dials in it. It's just as is, but it could just be because there's tons in the kit already. But it just,
Well, that's
I really
irritating
want
then,
to.
because then there's another swing and a miss here. Fang Fighter again comes with that afterburners.
Yeah.
But according to Bell of Lost Souls, I don't think it was in the conversion kit, which had the wave stuff in there. Was it?
So you buy the Fang Fighter to get
So
auto.
again, that little baggie is meant to have everything that's supposed to come in the wave 1 stuff. So does that mean we're still not getting
The
another
core set, no, the
afterburners?
core set's got afterburners in it.
Yeah, but you're gonna want
You get
more
one.
than
Oh shit, yeah.
You'll want 2 of those.
Shit, yeah.
You probably want even more.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I want to run 5 interceptors all with afterburners if I can. Like, yeah.
No, you're probably gonna be ugly.
Close, you can
8
get a few of
points.
them.
It's like I tried. Actually,
It's good.
My Guri list at the moment does not have that on it.
I reckon it's.
Just for the simple fact, it's 8 freaking points.
I'm
and it's a
stapling it
lot
to wedge. I'm stapling it to wedge.
Stapling it to wedge?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So if you can't take wedge with afterburners, you drop
Oh,
it
you
in
can.
the list.
You can take 2.
No. What I'm saying, if your list comes to 208 points and you're looking for something to scrap, you'll scrap the entire list and keep wedge with afterburners.
More
Wedge
playtesting
scratching.
required, but I reckon at die 6 you need it. If you want to get that bullseye arc happening as well. I'm not going to need it. Actually, Wedge doesn't need it.
Wedge doesn't
Hey!
need it, no. Oh, the thing is,
Because
like,
I'm new to the show, for those who don't know, Wedge is my Guri. So,
Yeah, Wedge is his Guri.
I'm pretty happy he's cheap now.
Yeah, Guri fell wedge.
Cheap date. He's
Yeah.
a cheap date now. I love it.
Well, you want Vader now. You going back to Fel, you reckon?
Actually, I'm pretty
I'll
happy
go
with
back
Fel
to Fel
too.
now.
They're the same price, you know. Fel and Wedge are the same price.
Yeah.
But you can run. I reckon you can run Fel naked. I don't reckon self device.
Oh, as I said, I haven't
Wolf's good.
looked at 2.0 a lot. So.
I hate Lone
What are you
Wolf,
doing
to
here?
be honest.
I'm looking. I'm playing 1.0.
He's only playing Armada.
Yeah, no,
and
I
then, and then
got stock
in
champs.
1.0 I'll use Krennic with shield upgrade with Fel, so he's got 2 shields.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fel 2
Yeah.
shields.
And then don't need
Yeah,
target
so Rob,
lock.
I'm taking your bomber list.
And then I'll Vermil, Krennic, strip a shield,
Yeah.
take your tokens off you. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we better probably start wrapping up here. We're
Yeah,
trying to get
yeah,
longer too for this
I've
one,
got
but,
I've got a couple of things to say.
Oh
we
yeah,
got-
I suppose I'll let you guys
Rob,
talk in your own show now too, hey?
No, it's all good, mate. We're glad
Yeah,
to
no,
have
it's
you.
all good. It's
It's
awesome.
good having guests
Yeah,
on.
that's fantastic.
It's good having guests on.
I'm a guest.
Yeah.
Yes. No, he's our X Wing 2.0 specialist.
Yeah, X Wing
and
2.0
Lord.
specialist.
sketchy.
Legion.
And Wild Space.
I'll take Legion because I'm the only one that owns it. So yeah, sure. I've not played enough though.
Anything from the?
So let's see. Rob, Kylo and Rey will have the same force. He thinks. Which I probably agree. Because in theory they say they're equal.
And they're meant to be. Yeah.
Meant
If
to
they
be
aren't, there'd be
equal.
riots. There would be literal riots in the streets if they're not. To be honest.
Same force. Young Skywalker will pilot a Naboo Star Viper. Anakin will be 6 with 3 force charges for Republic.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably the most obvious thing.
Yeah, no reason why you can't.
And Robert with his
And
usual
different
plastic
upgrade.
crack dealership.
Yeah.
Yes, we know that, Rob.
Yeah, we know.
We'll spend money on massive triangles.
We
and-
will.
That's all.
I mean,
My wife goes, another triangle? It's like, yes, dear.
Another triangle.
I got another triangle to my collection.
Yeah.
So,
I've got 9 X-Wings. I found out the other day.
You know what's really funny? What was it? I was looking at the some of the Lego stuff, like the Lego Star Destroyers, the Lego Millennium Falcons. I see those things priced $200, $300, whatever. I can't justify that. But the minute FFG drop a plastic SSD, I'm like, I gotta have it.
Yeah.
I gotta have it.
Speaking of Lego, can I pimp my product on your show? Is it allowed?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I do 3D printing stuff. I'm just going to hijack this. I've designed a set of second edition target locks. I'm not sure how good the camera's going to pick this up, but
take that close.
If you can see, hang on, how about I go?
Yeah.
So you see, it's a little probably not focused, but
it's
so it's a little TIE fighter pilot, and it's got a number on the side there.
Yeah,
that's target lock. Then for your ship, you have the matching token on the bottom, so it replaces your cardboard. And then, just to complete the deal, you put in one of these card sleeves that I've done that has the matching number on it as well, sort of up the top there if you can see. So number 1, number 1, number 1. So for your generics, you've got a whole bunch of TIE fighter pilots, and I've dropped him. Darth Vader.
Too bad TIE fighters can't target lock.
Well, true, but with...
that would be good to have the whole bunch of little target lock...
Tarkin will let you do it in second edition.
Yeah.
Gives you a lock, so that's one option. But also for your generics, your TIE defenders, TIE bombers, that sort of stuff. I've got Vader, I've got Poe, I've got Kylo, I've got X Wings, got A Wings, the whole shebang. So I'll have an Etsy store up soon-ish with that when I fix my printer that died the other day.
And we'll have links to that when.
Yay! Thanks, guys.
So
there'll be some cool bling for those who want cool bling because we all love cool bling.
Yeah.
So
there you go, guys. So keep an eye out for that.
Fun little idea.
Awesome.
And I might even paint some to match Inferno Squad one day.
Awesome.
A bit of red, yeah.
Love it.
Kind of cool. So.
Rob, I did see Patrick's lovely ships that he's made. I think we'll have to get him on for Assault Corner, I believe, after I saw that. So hit him up for us, mate. I think we'll have to get him on.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Any last words, Ian, before we rock it?
Yeah, I just want to say, Mars, just remember that no matter how good you think your SSD is going to be, this guy, A-Wings, will take it down.
Yeah.
Arvel will take it down.
That's just
you can't repel Arvel with that magnitude.
Fake news.
Yeah, Arvel can do it, mate. Arvel can do
news.
it. They're going to release Arvel, and he's just going to ram in there, and then...
No.
Although, if you watch the movie, it technically took 3 A-Wings.
Really?
Yeah, because it took 2 A-Wings, came along and destroyed the shield generator, that big pod thing. And then as Arvel's cruising along, one of the X-Wings gets destroyed behind him, and then he rams into it. So it wouldn't have worked unless the other 2 A-Wings hadn't taken out the deflector shields.
Well, you know what? Those aren't actually shields, technically. They are actually the cooling towers for the shield generators. So when they take the towers out...
They're cooling towers?
Yeah, they're cooling... They're not... Because
okay.
how dumb would it be to put the generators on top? Like, even the Imperials aren't that bad, right?
Like,
they're actually cooling towers. Yep. So when they get taken out, they basically have to turn it off or the reactor explodes. So they have to turn the shields off themselves. So they killed themselves.
Well, their shields just weren't strong enough to protect them.
Well, I mean, once you get under close enough, it only stops projectiles, like really, really high velocity projectiles, so lasers. Yeah. So ballistics can go through shields, and that's also how the people, like all the droids, walked through the shield on Naboo. Yeah. So if you're close enough to a large enough ship, because depending on where the shield bubble goes out, you can get in underneath.
Shields have always been funny though, really, because like you say, that you can walk through shields, but X-Wings will impact on the shields at Scarif.
Yeah. Different shield, different type of shield.
Yeah, no, different type of shield. Planetary shields seem to stop everything.
Yeah.
And then
They stop
and then you have
bombardment.
like shields. I think you have shields and hangar bays where things can fly out of
Yeah.
them. Don't they?
Yeah, very different again.
Yeah, different.
Yeah, no, I find it funny. You know, I know. Is there an encyclopedia on
Yeah.
Star Wars shields?
Yeah,
Probably.
Wikipedia is probably
Wikipedia.
bigger than the Bible, but you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's fun.
Anyways, I'll finish off first. I went to Adelaide last weekend to play at their store champs. So I want to give a big shout out to our main man Luke Johnson, for taking care of me while I was down there. We catched up. We had some beers. We had some Palmer meals and some pub meals.
In
And
that order? Or?
Gotta have a Palmer.
yeah, I know. After store champs. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
So no, I had a really good time there. And if any of you guys are watching from South Australia and playing Armada, hit up Luke and definitely join their group there at Armada, Adelaide Armada. So great guys there, new group. We're always looking for new players. So if you're an Armada player in Adelaide, definitely hit those guys up and hit Luke up. So I'll give a big shout out to Luke there. Thanks again for all the hosting you did while I was there. So thanks again. So so thanks all for watching tonight. Hope you got a lot of information from our main man here. From
Overload.
Overload.
He go home and sleep.
He overload pulsed us with information there.
I'm discharged.
So yes, Wild
Cynic
Space
discharge.
Fringe Josh, thank you for joining us
Thanks,
tonight.
guys. We've been trying to do this for ages.
Yes, I
Yeah,
know.
trying to get you on for a while.
I was here last time and I got sick. So,
Yeah, I know.
And but we made it happen. So.
That's awesome. So yeah, we'll definitely anytime.
Thumbs up for Josh.
Yes, anytime. Just come on down. We're happy to have you guys, have you down here, and your mate as well too.
Oh yeah, my young ward.
Yes.
Rookie one.
So hope you enjoyed tonight's content, guys. Remember, if you do like it, just subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit the bell icon to see any new content that we do put up. Coming up on Saturday, we've got our store champs, Armada store champs, here live at Tez's Games at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So we'll post something up tomorrow, I'd say, or later.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And keep an eye out for that.
You can do that. I've got
Yep. So it'll be 3 rounds of Swiss. And that will be starting at 10 a.m. So,
be a big day.
Thanks, guys, for watching. And remember, subscribe, like us on Facebook, and fly casual.